Very good afternoon and welcome to the Alinta Energy Gippsland League. It is round 7. Great to have your company. We are at Parrot Park this afternoon for this all-important round 7 clash. It's Leongatha taking on Sale. Leongatha, prior to the bye, had their first loss of the season a fortnight ago and a week off, and back on their home deck looking to get the victory over their arch-rival in Sale. They will be a tough opposition this afternoon because the Magpies knocked off the second-place Maroons prior to the break, and their top 10 players are absolute stars, led by Shannon Lang in the middle of the ground. Looking forward to a big game this afternoon. Great to have your company. My name is Daryl Cooling, and joining me, my co-caller this afternoon is Rob Popplestone. Poppy, good afternoon to you.
Hey, Scott. Hey, Gippsland. Looking forward to a really high-quality game of football between two really good sides who have been consistent over the last handful of years. Leongatha coming off a rare loss just a fortnight ago before the bye, expecting them to respond very well. And Sale, conversely, coming off a really impressive win over a contender this year in Traralgon. It's set up to be a beauty.
Certainly is. Of course, special comments this afternoon is all thanks to Nick Lacino and his good friends at Carpet Country. They help dreams become a reality. Since 1981, Boxer's here, and he's refreshed after the bye. Big hello to you, Nick.
Yeah, g'day, Scud, Poppy and Paul and listeners. Looking forward to this one, Scud. 2 weeks is a long time in footy. Well, they used to say
they say 1 week now.
And now
times have changed.
It has changed, but it'll be interesting to see how Leongatha respond coming off their first loss of the year, and how Sale respond without their coach this afternoon as well. Big loss as well. And it's a big trip down the highway here to Leongatha, especially for a special occasion for Sean Westaway breaking the club record. So I'm looking forward to see how things pan out early in the game, Scud.
Absolutely. Of course, number one stats man in the business is Paul Carter. He's back after his slight little operation. Great to have him back. Of course, he's here for Gippsland Ozuzi. The new D-Max is beautiful. Paul Carter, welcome back.
Good afternoon, Darryl. Like a book without the back end of it, isn't it? Here without an appendix.
Lucky.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of
joke of the week. Brilliant.
Did we get Boxer's joke of the week?
No, we didn't get it.
Can we get it now before we start, Boxer?
Well, did you hear about the husband and wife? The wife had to go into the son's room and clean out the room while the son was away.
No, I didn't hear about it.
Then she found all this stuff in his room: handcuffs, straps.
Better be quick.
Handcuffs, all that stuff, all that really kinky stuff. And she was really surprised. And she said, "Oh my God, what am I going to do here?" So she went to her husband and said to her husband, "I found all this stuff in his bedroom. What am I going to do?" And he said, "Well, I suggested that we don't spank him."
No, good point. No, very good. That went down like a lead balloon, Boxer. Not
too bad. It was too quick on the spot.
Yeah. Poppy, you picked Sale, the only one out of all of us to pick Sale by 5 points. You're sensing a bit of an upset.
Look, I am, and it's going to start from the middle, and, most games do. There's no surprises there. I think Shannon Lang is in sensational form, and he will lead this side, I believe, to a narrow victory. They're going to have to be at their very best. I have no doubt about that. But they're going to have to play a game sort of man-on-man, close Leongatha down. Leongatha spread so beautifully from the back half, don't they? They usually use this ground so well. I don't expect any difference there, other than there's a few Sale players are getting the opportunity today to prove themselves. And they're rare opportunities. So on the back of that, I think that might be enough to carry them over.
All right, let's get things underway. First quarter's all thanks to Virtue Homes. You can be inspired by Virtue Homes. 3 unique homes on display now, as the umpire will look at Willis and look at big Jack Leslie and get us underway for round 7. Leslie with a tap down. Brewer was in the middle for the Parrots, tried to shrug the tackle and running with a backpack on. It looked like Patrick Tainch was there with him. Umpire had no other option but to do it again. And the ruckman lock horns this time. Well, I'll give it to Leslie again. He nearly had to do his groundwork as well. Here's Lang from the stoppage. Outside of his boot will land on the chest of his teammate in Byron. That's Chris. And he backpedals in the centre square. He looked up for Leslie and he went in that direction. Leslie hesitated. Dropping the mark there was the veteran in Westaway. Allowed a quick handle to come out. Nash was there. Free kick Leongatha. Surely you'd think could go to the leader in Marriott in the defensive back 50.
Geez, Leongatha pushed the numbers back really quickly then.
They did too. Marriott goes short, nice leg. Van der Pleit's the man, defensive 50. Goes short again. They look left and they look right. They run forward in numbers and they do it so beautifully. This time through Argento, who goes short and finds Garnham. Garnham from the half-back flank goes towards the wing grandstand side. He's got a leader there. Jackson Harry was the player. Can't really get a handle on the ball, and he threw that one back in desperation before he was beaten by the boundary, and there'll be a boundary throw-in.
Forward pass, wasn't it?
It was a forward pass, yeah. I think the umpire may have been blindsided there, Nick, but it appeared as though it was a throw. But nevertheless, the boundary throw-in will take place. Centre wing, grandstand side.
Leslie, front spot. Willis out the back, cleared both of those. No one tapped it down. Marriott from the stoppage. Found some room somehow. Chisels a kick towards the boundary line. Looking for the teammate there. Looks to be McRae. And a handball over the shoulder there, and didn't quite work out, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in.
What a matchup there too with Willis. Sorry there, Pop. Willis and Leslie. What a matchup that's going to be all afternoon. Just notice that no one's really going with Marriott. It's Lang and himself are head-to-head with no real tag.
No, Leslie gets the tap down to those two plays exactly that you mentioned. Lang dispossessed of the ball, and Marriott gets the first opportunity to get the bounce. He does, and on the bounce, handballs blindly over the top of his head. Good enough. Momentarily before Lang picked up, found his teammate in Kai McDonald. They've got some runners now. Half forward flank. Lang has got some time, goes inboard, running into trouble and out of trouble. Went searching for Chris Byron. He was dispossessed right on the arc of 50. Centre half forward, 50 metres from home. Sale on top of the ball. The umpire is going to call dropping the ball. Well, he set the scene, Nick.
He has. He's been consistent like that all week, all day.
So Ben Velzen, chip over the top. A strong, powerful lead. Long way from home, though, is Ganane. Calls to play and comes to the near side again. Harry will be the target. Trying to run onto this one is Darcy Hume. Grabs it and quickly wrapped up by a Bodie Walker tackle. And the umpire will ball it up right in front of the Sale coaching staff, which does not include their coach, Jack Johnson.
Geez, they really like to switch it up too, their half-forward line in Leongatha. Ganane, Garnham, they all just like to lead up and then they push forward hard.
So Willis out of the ruck, grabs it, then kicks it to half forward. Trying to trap that one down there was Campbell. Gets out the back, nice little lead.
Too easy, really.
Too easy. Well, it's Garnham on the chest. Delivery inside forward 50, good for the Parrots. They'll have a first shot on goal.
Exactly what I spoke about, Scott. We had Ganane mark the ball here on the centre-half back line here. And then he's run forward hard at the stoppage. Garnham pushed forward hard, and then he turned around and led and found him with a beautiful kick as well.
So slight angle, kicking towards the city end of the ground here at Parrot Park in Leongatha. Comes in, only 30 metres out, right foot on its way, over the goal umpire's head, straight through the middle, and the opener goes to the forward Garnham.
I know it's only their first goal, but there's a couple of little worrying signs already because they're up and about to the half forwards for Leongatha, and they're really pushing up high, and then they're pushing forward really as quick as they do as they come up high. So their run-off half-back has been very good. Garnham could be in for an afternoon.
And on the Virtue Home scoreboard, we're taking 4 minutes for the first score to come on the board, and it's a goal to Leongatha. They lead by that 6 points.
All right, Leslie would be disappointed of being out-positioned on that boundary throw-in, which led to the surge forward, and he was done so by Willis, and he goes over the top again. Is Lang going to get on the end of it? He does. The throw was picked up by the umpire. It wasn't by Lang, but it was to Lang by Hudson Holmes. So the free kick will go Leongatha's way.
9 times out of 10 he gets away with that one. The umpire was right there.
Right where he needed to be. Perfect positioning by the umpire. And so the free kick will go the way of Leongatha, and it's a Vanderplyte. Right in the guts of Parrot Park, goes down the guts too. 40 metres from home. Garnham's on the lead. He's probably dropped what he should have taken. Nicely done, and they work it out beautifully to the Sale defence and come grandstand side. The play they're searching for, Walker, couldn't get to the ball. Parrots have got the numbers, but can they get their hands on the ball? They can't just at the minute, and the umpire will take control. Again, grandstand wing. The player at the bottom of that pack was Hayden Lindsay. Well done to him to force the contest. So Leongatha are choosing to come grandstand side for the early part of this first quarter.
Vanderplyte tried to run through a Lang tackle, couldn't do so. Tainch tackles a big man in Big Benny Willis.
Enjoying watching the matchup between Darcy Hume and Bodie Walker. They're really, there's a fair bit of niggle behind the ball, but they're really attacking it just as hard.
Leslie with the tap down. Holmes tries to run towards the boundary line with Vanderplyte. And now Big Willis comes off for a spell. Coming on is Jared Stewart, will now do the rucking duties against Big Jack Leslie. So a bit of height difference here and a little bit of strength difference as well. Will Stewart try and leap? The wrestle does not work on this occasion. Leslie with a clear tap down, but Vanderplyte in the right spot. One and then got one over the shoulder. And the advantage will be played. Forrester goes inside forward 50 again. Garnham again on the chest. Drops it. Probably should have taken that one. Jack Ganane did a don't argue. Then tried to get round the second one. The kick came off the side of the boot. Turton's out there on the far side. Here's Egg Malesi-Smith.
Push it back.
And it's going to come back the other direction. Sorry, it was Josh Butcher in the end that was putting on the pressure there. But Turton gets the free kick. Maybe a little shove in the back on that occasion. So Aaron Turton for Leongatha will have a shot on goal. He might be a little bit too far out to score from 50, but he rolls around, uses the stand rule and puts it to the near side for him, which is the far side for us. It's out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, I don't mind the fact that he's dropped a couple of marks, though, too. He'll be dirty on himself for dropping them, Garnham, but he's presenting very well. He just needs to clunk a few of them and then look out from there.
All right, Derek Ecclemacy-Smith, I'm going to call him Des for convenience, goes towards the outer side where he finds Jonty McGuinness. Just short of the right half-back flank, outer side of the ground. Looks up the line and that's where he goes. Leads on. Can he find a teammate? He can. Nice lead, nice take by Byron. He plays on, tries to force the issue. Leongatha, as Boxer pointed out earlier, really come back nicely with numbers, and as a result of that, the numbers win out. Nash gives to his teammate there in Westaway, and he goes short and finds Aaron Turton, number 15. Nice kid with a lot of ability. In no rush to get rid of the ball. The umpire now urges him to go forward and play on. He does. Nicely found Marriott. Marriott, just short of half-forward flank. Goes down the guts again. Geez, they're leading well, the forwards of Leongatha. The moment you sense that they might be able to produce, as Boxer pointed out, something pretty special. On this occasion, Garnham runs around, feeds it off. The quick kick for goal is going to be offline again and out of play. That quick kick forward came from Lemurs. Jacob, just 10 metres from Leongatha's goals. They're kicking to the right of Radio. They lead on the Virtue Home scoreboard. 1 goal straight to no score. We've played 7 minutes.
So boundary throw in deep inside Leongatha's forward 50. Bounces off the head of Jack Leslie. Call that a tap. Ganane's kick was smothered. He goes again, keeps his feet. Now goes to ground. Ecclemacy-Smith the handball over the shoulder to Taint. Wrapped up by a Turton tackle. Ball comes free. Van der Plyk gave it to Forrester. Left foot kick inside 50. Target is the Leongatha forward in Garnham. Can't complete the mark. Harry's at the back. Gathers it to himself. Handballs over his shoulder. Gives it to Borshman. Standing start. Shot on goal. Missed only just. 7-point margin.
Few chances, Nick, going missing here.
They like to get players behind the ball, Leongatha, and that's the great setup they can have, putting the ball inside 50. They're just not putting them away.
Virtue Home scoreboard 117 to Leongatha. Sale yet to score. 8.5 minutes gone.
All right, Des chooses to go straight down the gullet of the ground, but Little John takes a mark, a one-on-one contest, and guess what? 50. This one will be a certain goal for the Parrots, you'd think. So, not sure what the 50 was for. The infringement couldn't be seen. Have to be the mouth, I'd say.
Yeah, it's definitely something that was said.
Okay, well, that's a waste of time because now it's going to cost the side 6 points. And with a quality side like this, and Will Littlejohn directly in front, that is bread and butter stuff. So, Leongatha in the opening 8, maybe 9 minutes of this first quarter, get their second major of the afternoon, Paul Carter.
They do certainly pop, and that's a 13-point lead. 2-1-13 Leongatha on the Virtue Home scoreboard. Sale have only gone in the inside 50 just the once, so they are yet to score.
I think they're on the verge. We've only been playing 9.5 minutes now too. Leongatha's ready to just go pop on this game already because they've had so many inside 50s as well. Sale haven't capitalised on that either. Their setup's really good, Sale, down forward, but the pressure and the way they set up behind the ball, Leongatha, is really worrying the Magpies at the moment.
Certainly is. And you just sense that how long can Lang and Hudson Holmes and Tainch in the middle of the ground just go head-to-head with these Bulls of Leongatha? What will the next wave of midfielders be for the Magpie side? Can Leslie win the tap against Stewart? He does nicely to Holmes. Gives a handball on this occasion, although left behind from Tainch. Now Talonbrill arcs and turns and belts one to centre half forward. Drops at the toes. Coming out to lead it. Nicely done there was Jack Hutchins to Sale. Socketed off the ground. It got to the middle of the ground now. Head over the football was Alga. Handball over the shoulder. Does it find a target? Not quite. Little quick handball there from Stewart. Missed the target. Down at ground level was Van der Plyk. Picked up beautifully by Derek Ecclemacy-Smith. One bounce in the middle of the ground. Left foot kick to open space. It's 1-on-1. Will Leslie can't complete the mark. Out the back, Thomas Campbell's tried to run onto this one. Little John does well. Left foot kick, clearing defensive 50 will find the target in Cooper Elgar.
So Cooper Elgar, left half back flank, goes short, finds a teammate. Nicely done. That is Borshman. Number 36, now on the left half-back flank. They're just chipping their way forward. Ganane's the player on the end of it, leading well away from his danger zone, but that's okay because this is where they start their surge forward from the defence. Brill goes searching for Forrester. Couldn't find that player. Nicely done. Sale picked the ball up. Geez, the kick was trying to be a little bit too cute. Didn't find the teammate. Now the fight's on for the agate. Walker's the player for Sale that eventually picks it up. Gives it back to Des on that left leg. Kicks to space. But that space has just been taken by Argento, who sits and waits for an air ball to come down. And it does indeed. And Argento goes inboard. Nicely done by him to Little John, who kicked the last goal for Leongatha. Goes inboard to Forrester. He's got the lead, has Forrester. Kick. And his left foot kick finds Henry on the lead just outside 50. And Garnham on the lead again. Was he taken high? He was. The umpire was right there. And when you're leading so beautifully and the ball's presented so well, it makes it tough for a defender, Nick Lucchino.
You always keep telling your forwards to keep presenting, and finally it does pay off, even though it was a free kick. It's incredible. I hate to see how many marks Leongatha have already had, because right now they have complete control of the game.
15-3.
So they just love to chip the ball around at the minute too. And Garnham, he presents and he's doing very well at it now. He just hasn't finished it off for his second for the afternoon.
All right, so Garnham, he'll kick from around about 40 metres on a 45-degree-ish angle. Kicking to the town end, to the right of Radio, off the leg. It hit the right upright, hit the post. A behind for the home side.
14-point lead, which is 2-2-14 to Leongatha, and Sale yet to score.
So Igmalesi Smith to bring it back in for the Magpies. 12 and 3/4 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Big moments for the Moore Bowling Club. Better Beer is still the sixth tap, the mysterious sixth tap at the Moore Bowling Club. Sale need to find something in this latter half of the first quarter. Igmalesi Smith kick, found the target in Lang. At half-back, goes into the middle of the ground. Risk reward is good. Can find Cantwell, the first gamer for the Magpies. Right foot kick out to the wing area. He's got a little bit of space. Well, just falling over just a fraction there was Maddox Malone. He has to give a handball to McGuinness. Back to his teammate on that occasion, Anea, and his neat kick found Will Leslie. But he's 85 metres from home, so he has to go lateral towards Tainch. It's going to be picked off. Stewart was the one who picked it off. And Leongatha will wait now. He'll give a handball to Argento. He just had to backpedal. Good tackle by Malone to get the Magpies the ball back. Well done for the youngster. The under-18 player is Maddox Malone. Good name, Maddox. Right foot kick out wide. Nicely done to Tainch. Chips it further afield to a teammate who can roll around. And Anea will go inside forward 50 to the target of Campbell. Can't complete the mark. Boundary throw in.
They're running waves, Leongatha. They do. They run in waves and they're very well drilled at doing it. As soon as the ball comes over their defensive halfway line on the ground, they push numbers back hard. And Willis is one of the ones that was really directing traffic then too. Hence why Sale couldn't get out of that area.
Yeah, you know, GWS and the Orange Tsunami. We've got a green tsunami in the Gippsland League, and it's Leongatha. Willis gets the tap down, nicely roved. Well, attempted to row by a small Sale forward in Cantwell. Couldn't quite get a handle on the ball. Spills over the boundary line. Sale desperately want to register on the scoreboard here. 2-2-14 now the home side, Leongatha. Sale yet to score. We've played 14 and a half minutes first quarter. Willis again gets the tap down. Nicely done. Can he find a teammate? He can't. Umpire has called a free kick. Will go the way of Freeman for Sale. Now, Freeman, I thought, was playing for Sale City in the North Gippsland League earlier in the year. In fact, I was sure of it.
Might not have been Jared.
I thought it was.
Might have been Allison.
No. I caught up with actually Jared, the player with the ball at the moment at the Sale Greyhound Club not long ago.
Okay.
And asked him how he was going at Sale City. He did give me a funny look, mind you. So Jared Freeman on the wrong side for a right footer. Boundary just to his right. The kick for goal goes right. He spurts it to the right. Way too far. Out of play in the full.
One of just two players to kick a goal in every game this year so far, boys. Jared Freeman and Brandon McDonald of Moore.
Clearly hasn't played at Sale City, as I just checked the stats. The kick comes in, dangerous. Marriott couldn't complete the mark. The Magpies trying to put some pressure on this Leongatha defence. They desperately looking for a score of a 6-point variety. Handball out from Leslie was smothered. They fight again to the Magpies. Leongatha are standing up to the task at the moment. We've got a stoppage.
Look at the difference between how Sale are fighting in the forward 50, Nick, and how Leongatha going to their forward 50.
It's open. It's free-flowing.
Yep.
They've got to fight a little bit harder for their goals. We did question that. Where will the goals come from for the Magpies? Kick around the body from Holmes. Will land on the veteran Westaway.
36 players in 1/3 of the ground at the minute all 36.
And you watch how easy this is for Leongatha to get it out.
And they get it out.
To Forrester, who then rolls and bangs.
Harry.
Open forward line. Harry's on. He takes the mark. Look at Leongatha stream. Garnham's on his bike. So is his teammate out there in Lammers. Which way will he go? He waits. He goes out towards Argento. Boxer, no. Goal of the day. Argento, beautiful kick in the end. And does he find Van der Plyte up forward? Just trying to work who it is. It is Jacob Lammers in the end that he turns around, and in a blink of an eye, Leongatha go bang bang.
Incredibly, I thought Garnham was going to get the ball then as well, but Argento, this is what he's very, very good at. His use inside 50. He shares the ball so well. The thing about it is his awareness where the players are.
So Jacob Lammers from 40 metres out, left foot. Does it come back enough? It does. And the youngster puts it through the crowded back half of Sale and Leongatha. They were able to transition the footy from one end to the other with ease.
And the thing is, they forced the error, and once they got the ball, they use it so well. The thing about Leongatha is they'll be disappointed because they've had a lot of fumbles and a lot of clangers, I believe, in the sense what they've should have made more of what they've had. But when they've got it, they've damaged them, but they haven't damaged them enough.
20-point lead to Leongatha on the Virtue Home scoreboard. 17-minute mark of the first quarter. Leongatha 3-2-20. Sale still yet to score.
All right, it's going to be Willis v. the big man, Jack Leslie, for the Magpies, back in the centre of Parrot Park. Probably even Steven at the moment, but Willis gets another tap, used his body beautifully. Ground level, the fight's on, and who gets the first touch? Van der Plyte. Nicely done, come grandstand side from Marriott to Jack Hume, and off they go inside forward 50 again. This could be dangerous. No, over the top of the leading forward, and Sale under pressure. I reckon dropping the ball, it is indeed. Dropping the ball against Sale. And the free kick will go Argento's way. 3 goals to the home side, 3 different goal scorers. This could make it 4. Nick Argento from 45 on a maybe 35-degree angle. Probably being a little bit too generous there. He doesn't even make the distance in the end. And a punch through by Jonty McGuinness registers another point for Leongatha.
3-3-21 Leongatha, leading by that 21 points over Sale, yet to score. Virtue Home scoreboard, 18.5-minute mark, first quarter.
I'll do a quick around the grounds thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. Gippsland in the AFL. It's Port Adelaide 40. They lead North Melbourne 27. And the Suns and Carlton 32 to the Suns 25.
Thanks very much, Boxer. All thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland. Don't forget, choose furniture that's not just designed in Australia, it's made in Australia. As Egg Mlesi's kick cleared the defensive 50, Hume was there. Quick handball from Van der Plyte. Down towards the ground level there is Nash. Quickly wrapped up. And we'll have a stoppage. Well done by the Sale defenders to cause the stoppage there.
They're fighting hard for the 50-50 ball, but when they get the ball, they just haven't got the transition that the home side has. Lang, 50-50, gets the ball forward towards half forward. Cantwell's the player who'll have first opportunity. Taken out of the contest far too easily. Freeman fights hard to keep the ball in the area. Does momentarily. Numbers around the contest, good for Leongatha. Quick little handball it was. By Leongatha to move the ball out.
Oh, got it.
It was Darcy Hume that got a hand on it, but the free kick's going to go the way of Will Leslie.
What a rundown tackle that was.
Nice, and that can lift aside.
He stalked him like a cougar.
He did.
He was unbelievable the way he ran him down then.
Will Leslie comes to left half forward flank to Holmes. He goes and finds Bodie Walker. So Bodie Walker's got this ball. He'll kick from just outside 50.
He was confident.
He looks confident.
Pointed straight away. Pop.
So he is on a 45-degree angle, but he'll kick from outside 50. Long sleeves.
No hope.
This will be a contender if it goes through.
If it goes through. Well, he's backed himself in. You'd reckon you'd know your range.
I like
you always did.
I like confident players.
Bodie Walker walks it in. Not much momentum, actually. And then on that left leg from just on the 50, off the boot, nice, and all the way through.
Bodie Walker.
Walker, one of the great goal scorers of the modern era. Misread that one terribly.
Yeah, well, I did. And I just didn't think that he had the leg in him to do it. But,
beautiful leg. Good on you, Bodie. That is a contender.
And his walk-up was a little bit questionable as well. He gave the little stutter step halfway through the run-up, and he still had enough momentum in it to go through. So it just made the distance, but it was accurate enough to get there first for the afternoon.
For the sombrero goal of the day.
And Sale are on the board now at the 21-minute mark of the first quarter. 1 goal straight, 6, trailing by 15 points. Leongatha, 3-3-21, all on the Virtue Home scoreboard.
Good work, Poppy. Took you a while to get that one out. We're just waiting for Boxer to finish. Back to the middle of the Magpies go. Lang tries to Willie's side. He got his boot away, but the umpire had already blown his whistle.
I need quarter time.
Well, 21 and a half minutes gone in the first quarter for Virtue Homes. Keep your eyes peeled for the Virtue Homes new display village, opening later this year. As Jack Leslie does the ruck duties against Willis. Willis taps this one down. Forward it goes, but other direction was Lang. The advantage will be paid. Kicks to half forward. Freeman's going to be flying.
Here we
Can't
go.
get it. Ground level. Cantwell as well. First gamer. Got dumped after his kick. Leslie, he keeps his feet, runs to the top of the square and puts it through. The Magpies have got 2 inside a minute.
Wow.
And great work by the Sale midfield group, led by the absolute star in Shannon Lang.
Yeah, you've called his name so far. Very much in this quarter so far. Lang's been incredible. And all of a sudden, the scoreboard looks a lot better for Sale. And when you think Leongatha had full control, I was only going to open up the floodgates before.
But you know what?
Right there now.
On both occasions, there's a kick from outside 50, and that one, there's no time for Leongatha to get the numbers back. No time.
So how do you beat them? With pace.
With pace.
Pace.
Bring the game on, and probably that's what Morwell did last week.
And in less than 60 seconds, the lead's back to 9 points in Leongatha's favour.
Can they go again? Willis got it out of the middle, kicked it to centre half forward. Top of the 50 he goes. Turton's on his own. Handles over the shoulder to Ganane. Gets around one. Swings back onto the trusty right foot. Finds the target in forward. No, he doesn't. Hands were up. Egg Smith left it behind. Harry will snap around the body. It will be Little John in the end that will put it through, but it's a minor score. Right on the quarter time siren.
Wow. What?
22, and I heard a siren. I don't know where it came from.
No, it can't. But
it's not here.
No.
Anyway.
I heard a siren too.
Well, who knows? 23 minutes have gone. It's a minor score. The margin is 10 points.
3-4-22 Leongatha to 2 goals straight, 12 Sale. Virtue Home scoreboard. 23-minute mark of the first quarter.
All right, Des brings the ball back in for Sale. Comes grandstand side, as both clubs have tended to do this afternoon. Sale keep the ball in. Nicely done. On the end of it, it's going to be Jack Leslie. Goes inboard. And they do it nicely through Ania. Can he find a teammate? He can. It's Tainch. And from centre half back, or just forward of, he looks towards the right side. And they've got some numbers all of a sudden. Working back. One of them is
Tom Glenn.
Tom Glenn. All right, I've got to change his number. Where have I got him? Haven't got him at all. All right, Butcher now. Inside forward 50. Leslie almost out position 2. Does out position 2. And a kick for goal by Potts. Would have been a brilliant and a contender for the Zambrero goal of the day. But it went through the behinds.
And back to a 9-point lead in Leongatha's favour. 3-4-22 to 2-1-13.
So, Elgar for the Parrots to bring it back in. All of a sudden, the Magpies have found a little bit of spark. The last 3 scores of the game went short to Darcy Hume. Looks up. This is where they can normally chip and find some targets, but on this occasion, does Hume find one? No, he turns it over, and it's Josh Butcher on the half forward. The run and draw handball was on to it was Holmes to the shallow pocket, trying to find Thomas Campbell. And in the end, just at his toes, couldn't find him. We've got a boundary thrown box.
That turnover then too was just Bodie Walker giving that perceived pressure inside 50 to force the turnover. Sales just turned this game around a little bit, just from that little bit of belief and that little bit of run forward.
So Tainch will contest this ruck contest, or will he? I think he might. What's happened here? No, they're waiting for the ball to be brought back into play, and it's going to be Will Leslie that contests it against Big Willis for Leongatha.
Westaway wasn't sure he was doing the ruck duty then. Lucky.
They're 30 metres from home. Willis gets the tap down, ground level. Good tackle, not going anywhere. 30 metres from Sales goals. They're kicking to the left of Radio. And they're trailing just to the minute by 9 points. 25 and a quarter minutes gone. First quarter. Match the round here on Gippsland Live. Ground level. And the ball held in again. The player that with the ball was Campbell, who's been busy. So there's about maybe 20 players around the ball, but outside of that ring of players, there's a bit of room to move.
I'll do it again.
So you watch Leongatha spread if they get possession, but at the same time, Sale are making it a little bit more difficult than they have for most of the day. And here they go again. Getting his way through. Butcher holding the footy. And is it going to be a 50? No, the umpire says no.
I reckon the message has gone out too to Sale players too. Back of the ball, it was man on man with the ball outside the area, so maybe that's actually waking up. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
So the free kick goes Leongatha's way after all that. The man on the mark is going to be Bodie Walker. He wasn't the player infringed on, it was Josh Butcher, but Ben Willis has the ball. He's got a short option and uses that option. And it's Jack Hume, basically at full back, and then chooses to go towards the outer side of the ground. Bodie Walker's not interested in chasing, so he just sort of lopes along to the half-forward flank. But finding it hard to get out of that area, Des, the player on the left leg, usually good with the ball. Can he fight Langy? No. Bit too cute. Cut off also easily by Jake Van Der Beek.
Well, here they go on the rebound. Elgar got it to Jensen Garnham, who gave a handball back to Elgar. Half-forward flank all of a sudden. Jackson Harry can grab it and wheel and go. Inside forward 50. Forrester's in the right spot. Well worked, and gee, they make you pay on a turnover.
They ran in, there was 5 of them running. So Ganane was on his own, one out in the goal square. But 4 players or 5 players streaming forward. He had plenty to choose from. He's got a great leg, Elgar. And picked his best option there as well.
So Forrester will have to kick this probably 50 metres towards the city end of the ground. Late in this first quarter for Virtue Homes. They lead it by 9 points. Sale's got the last 2. This will be just a bit of a steadier going into quarter time. The left footer comes into 45. On its way. Looks good from here. And the umpire does not move. And Sam Forrester's got his first of the afternoon. A nice little steadier there, Box.
Yeah, and probably spoke about the transition from Leongatha. They do it very, very well. You know, Sale have done a little bit more work the last 5 minutes of this quarter. Obviously, they've kicked a couple themselves, but it's just when you are unable to run with them when they start to spread is your big concern as well. And they make you hurt once they're inside 50.
And it's back to a 15-point lead in Leongatha's favours in the shadow of the quarter-time siren. Virtue Homes scoreboard has the Parrots at 4-4-28, leading Sale 2-1-13.
I know that siren. That siren really got me on the hop. I'm a little bit
anxious,
trouble.
Eh?
Yeah, I've got to have a hey diddle diddle.
All right. Something heard the siren and thought, that's it. I need to go now. And now he can't stop the feeling. Stop. All right, the umpire's going to do this secondary bounce in the middle of the ground. Hopefully this goes 35 minutes, this first quarter. Leslie taps it over the back. Can someone run onto this one? Oh, strong tackle over the shoulder from Butcher. Free kick's going to go the way of Jacob Lammers.
Shouldn't be long, Boxer. Just have to wait a wee time.
So, Lammers at centre half back. Goes short. And good pick off there by Ig Malesi-Smith. Then they don't argue. Now the delivery's going to be good. He finds Thomas Campbell. He's gone over the top. Hudson Holmes on his own. Campbell says no. I'll fake that and I'll put it through the middle. Good decision. Good response from the Magpies. Well done, Derek Ig Malesi-Smith.
Yeah, that was brilliant play too. Isn't he a classy player, Derek? And he just knew what to do then too, and he didn't blaze away with the ball. Actually, it's a beautiful kick, so he probably could have got a bit more distance with it as well, but he picked off Campbell very well. Had the chance to give it over to Holmes, but used his brain, drew the player and got the goal. So a good get there before quarter time for Sale.
And brings the margin in Leongatha's favour to 9 points at the 29.5-minute mark of the quarter. 3-1-19, Sale on the Virtue Homes scoreboard, trailing Leongatha 4-4-28.
Just means more time on. Is that right?
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
Such a classy mover across half-back.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, nicely done it is. So we've got a bit of a gunfight happening at the moment. Both sides firing shots. As coming out of the centre is Stewart. Jared comes grandstand side. Got some nice legs to run to, and that's McRae. Now all of a sudden they're under pressure again, Leongatha. So the bar's been lifted as the players from both sides watch the ball just dribble over the boundary line, just forward of the centre wing, grandstand side. Des coming off for a break for Sale. He's been good with limited opportunities. Coming onto the ground is Tom Glenn. Ball to be thrown back in. Jack Leslie to do the ruck work. I reckon he was beaten to the ball on that occasion and at ground level, taken high, I thought. No, the umpire, yes, pays a free kick. Will go the way of Brill. And inside forward 50 he goes. Can he find a winner? He can't. Nicely done by Sale. Standing up to the pressure. The kick for space. The pace is all important now as the race is on. Whitford beaten to the ball by Lindsay. And all of a sudden they go forward again. The Parrots, can they find a winner at half forward? They can, or nearly. The player they went for, Jack Hume, can he pull it in? He can't. Runs in an arc, goes towards half forward flank again.
Good tackle.
And just at the moment, the tackle delays the surge forward right on quarter time. And we'll get a message from Nick Licino right now. No, he won't. He's off to the little men's room.
31 minutes it went that first quarter, and it was Leongatha 4-4-28 leading Sale 3-1-19 at quarter time. Entertaining first quarter for Virtue Homes. You are listening to Gippsland Live right here on TRFM, and it's all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
It's everybody's favourite time of the week. It's the Gippsland League Top 5 for Round 6. Kicking us off at number 1, it's Chris Rasso from Warrigal here. Just getting a nice handball on the run, unloading from 50, going all the way home. Coming in at number 2, it's Colin Campbell here from Morwell. Gets this one out of the ruck contest, then snaps it around the body for a brilliant finish.
Here's he got some jets, this young kid, eh? And perfect spot, front and centre. Great tap forward as well.
Coming in at number 3, it's Brodie Tahara here from Mathra. Had to think quickly with this one. Ball was smothered. Got it, and then got it straight on the boot and put it through for a great goal. Coming in at number 4, it's Boyd Bailey here from Morwell. Ball went to the bottom of the pack here. Instead of picking it up, he just goes off the ground, and it just sneaks across the line.
He's pretty happy though, Bailey.
He socketed off the ground. It got through a couple of Leongatha defenders.
And at number 5, Xavier Richards here from Barnsdale. This one is just all class. Ball comes inside 50, gets it once, shows the ball, and then runs around and finishes with a lovely snap. Classy, classy finish.
Welcome back. Yeah, it is quarter time. Leongatha 4-4-28. Leading Sale 3-1-19 at quarter time. 9-point margin. And so far we have all individual goal scorers. Sale with a 3, Leslie, Campbell and Walker. While for the Leongatha side, it's been Forrester, Garnham, Lammers, and I missed one there, and it was, we'll work on that one. Little John is the other one. Key stats for the first quarter, we're going to go to Paul Carter now, all thanks to Gippsland Isuzu Ute, the new D-Max, available now at Gippsland Isuzu Ute.
Well, Leongatha lead these, 13-8 in the inside 50s, 10-7 of the clearances, 4-3 centre clearances. Parrots have had 8 free kicks to 3, 26 marks to 14, we made that point earlier. The ruckman, Ben Willis, has had 8 hit-outs up against Jack Leslie, 10. Will Leslie chimed in with 3 late in the quarter. Jake Vanderplyt, 7 disposals. Helen Brill, 3. 5 to Tom Marriott. He went quiet after a pretty early start. Nick Argento, 5. For Sale, the players are following there. Derek Egmlesy-Smith, 10. Shannon Lang, 7. 5 to Hudson Holmes and 2 to Patrick Tainch.
Just on that head-to-head battle, I think Lang and Marriott, obviously, as Paul just said, Marriott started well, but Lang then had a bit of an influence towards that latter half of that quarter.
Yeah, and as he did, of course, Sale lifted with him, didn't they? You know, they looked as though they were dead and buried, in all honesty, the first 10 minutes. And all of a sudden, quarter time, 9 points down, game very much alive. Leongatha looked the more composed side, no question about that. But the fact that Sale have rallied and hung in there and showed a bit of grit makes you believe that we might be in for a closer game than what we originally thought. Maybe.
Yep.
But you get the feeling Leongatha could open up at any time.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that in years gone by, you just think that's what they do. But I think this year there has been a few little question marks, only little ones, whether they can just flick that switch again. Certainly when you see them do it, they just go bang, and they do. Can they do it enough? Interesting. 9 points the margin at quarter time, as we said. Boxer's got some scores for us for around the grounds. Thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. Choose furniture that's not just designed in Australia, it's made in Australia as well. Lounges, dining furniture, you can customise to suit your home, style and budget. That's at Harvey Norman Furniture.
Yeah, thanks, Scud. And in the Gippsland League, Bairnsdale 3-4-22. They lead Wonthaggi 1-5-11. Morwell 4-2-26 to Warrigal 2-3-15. Moe 7-1-43 to Maffra 3-1-19. And Traralgon 6-1-37. They lead Druin 3-4-22. Scudman.
Got away to a good start, the Maroons, in that danger game, and the Tigers as well. So 2 games will be following very closely. Very tight. Otherwise, mid-Gippsland, you got a couple of minutes there, Box?
Yeah, we have more or less off to a big start here against Hill End. 8-5-53 yet to score Hill End. Ballara 4-2-26 to Stony Creek 2-2-14. Yanar 3-6-24 moving north 1-1-7. And Newborough 3-2-20 to Tarwin 3-1-19 at the moment. Scudman.
Haven't been able to get the match of the round scores there, Thorpedale and Fish Creek. I think there might be some big scores there, but
there will be here. Sorry, Scud, I have 2 now. Thorpedale 5-3-33. They lead Fish Creek 1-8-14.
1-8. Uh-oh.
Yes, bad kicking is bad football.
It is.
So quarter time here, both sides ready to go for the second quarter thanks to the Moe Racing Club. You can save on meals, drinks and race day entry at the Moe Racing Club. Become a member today. As Leslie and Big Willis. Willis taps this one down. Tap forward. No, there were free kicks going to be paid Leongatha's way to Talon Brill. Lang didn't like the free kick, as Brill has it right in the middle of Parrot Park. The forwards present and lead. Strong and hard. Harry elevates. Such athleticism, Jackson Harry. And we'll go back and have a shot on goal inside 20 seconds.
He just can't stop it. And I think Jackson Harry and Scud, you hit the nail on the head there too. He just presents so well. So athletic. And his vertical leap then, even at full pace, was brilliant.
So Hutchins mans the mark. As Poppy said, you can't do much about that. He needs some help from halfback flankers getting into the space to pick that one off. But Jackson Harry, full head of steam, will come in now from 49 metres. Kick on its way. Distance, no problem. Accuracy is. And in the opening 30 seconds, we've got a minus score on the Moe Racing Club scoreboard.
4-5-29 at Leongatha, 10 points ahead of Sale, who are 3-1-19.
All right, dares to bring the ball back into play for the visiting side, the Magpies, as you heard from Paul Carter, trailing by 10 points. The opening minutes of this second quarter chooses to come grandstand side, as they've done for most of the day. Can they find a winner? Oh, hit hard. Umpire says too high. Nicely done by young Finn McDonald. Stood his ground. Took a bit of courage, took the hit, and now gets the ball. Sometimes you wonder whether it's all worth it, but Finn's fine on that left leg. Goes along, grandstand side, he keeps it. Willis front position, ball ground level, the umpire will take control.
Yeah, good courage by the youngster. Gets up okay. Stoppage on centre wing. 2 ruckmen go at it, wrestle each other more than anything. Umpire said, let's play it on. Ball bobbles out the back. Nicely done through traffic was Turton. Didn't have a bounce in the end. Decides to kick to half forward. Harry got underneath it, then turned around. Does it sit for him? It does. He tries to kick around the body. Great smother, because that was just been a certain goal, I think. Nathan Whitford did very well. And now he's going to get on the end of this one. He's going to go back by hand. Kick around the body, will get to the wing area, but in the front spot there was Vanderplate for the Parrots to take the mark. Although the umpire said a free kick.
Shepherding.
Yep. Will go the way of Maddox Malone.
Just those little things by Whitford makes a big difference to confidence for sides that are down at the moment. So like Sailor.
He does. Hudson Holmes has the ball now from the centre of Parrot Park. Goes towards half forward flank. Looks for a winner. Can't find one initially, but Will Leslie at ground level gives ground with a handball, and now they go inboard, and Hudson Home gets hold of the ball again, 30 metres, 40 metres in front of where he last got a possession.
This is the difference in the forward leading, isn't it? They're so strong, Leongatha. Sale a little half leads.
So, and they get a half lead this time. Is it Finn McDonald again?
Far side of the ground, Pop. You might be right. We'll have a look at it. No.
Goes inside forward 50. Who might that have been? Mackay McDonald.
Oh,
Can't
good tackle.
find a winner there. Good tackle. Keeps the ball in the area. They want a result to the Sale side. They don't get it, but they will get a 50-50 contest caused by a ball up. Nicely done, Jared Freeman.
I'm sure the Leongatha player
tackle.
was there who went for the mark. He was unlucky not to be paid unless we didn't see something from here, but it was a clear mark to me.
25 metres from Sales goals. Quick kick out of the pack by Bodie Walker, who got a major in the first quarter, this time offline. Minor score.
9 points the margin in Leongatha's favour on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard, 4-5-29 to 3-2-20.
Elga has a bounce at a fullback and then spots up Turton. Turton quickly goes towards the boundary line. He's got Little John on. Little John had Nash if he wants to go quickly, but doesn't. Decides to come back inboard. Dangerous kick, but it comes off. Talon Brill has it. Does he continue down the middle of the ground? He wants to. He wants someone in the middle. In the end, they just didn't quite present for him. So down the line it goes. Egg Smith on Ganane. Gets out the back. Marriott might run under this one. Lang closing. Good tackle. Great contest. Ganane will punch it forward. Jensen Garner might work. Jonty McGuinness under this one. And the two big boys just go bang, bang. Jonty McGuinness with a strong tackle on Jensen Garner.
What we're seeing is what Nick Lucino picked up in the first quarter. A lot of one-on-one contests all of a sudden. Not the sort of room Leongatha had in the first 10 or 15 minutes of this game.
Garner's winded, has to go.
Ball kicked around the top of the square for Leongatha. They're into attack. And now McDonald, in fact, it could be McGuinness that tries to go, finding Lang. Under pressure of all sorts for Leongatha was Turton. And a free kick paid will go the way of Butcher. Josh Butcher. In Leongatha's forward 50, wants to go left. It's going to be a risky kick. It needs a bit of weight to it. And it's going to have to fall in the arms of a teammate in Hutchins. He couldn't take the mark. He goes inboard. It's risky, but it's paid off as Hudson Holmes ever so casually dances around Ganane and then kicks towards the outer side of the ground. And can he find a teammate? He cannot, just cleanly. And all of a sudden we're going to have an umpire take possession. Boundary or field is going to be boundary. Maddox Malone was the player who went searching for.
It's just that lack of experience for Sale, isn't it? Because they just some of those older heads could have just steadied the ship then as well. But they're really working hard to get it out of their defensive 50. It's just things aren't panning out the way they want it to.
So Tate's to do the ruck duties. Doesn't get to the ruckman. Handball from Lang. Goes backwards to Holmes. Quickly tackled by Brill. 5.5 minutes in. The margin still at 9 points, as it was at quarter time.
Scott, I got some scores in the North Gippy as well, and after this stoppage I'll get to them as well.
All right. Top of the 50 for the Parrots. Willis thumps it inside 50 for him. Egg Smith down at ground level. Handballs backwards and over the shoulder, is it? Free kick will be paid. Looks to be Kai McDonald. And McDonald goes short to a teammate's going to be picked off, although Willis couldn't complete the mark. Holmes was the target. And we'll have a boundary throw in box.
Yarram 5-5-35. They lead your Lawn North 2-1-13. TTU 4-4-28. They trail Hayfield 7-3-45. Cower 5-2-32. They trail Churchill 6-3-39. And Woodside 12-3-75 to Glengarry, just the 1 point.
All right, back here at Parrot Park, a free kick goes the way of the visiting side. It's going to go to the big man, Jack Leslie. Defensive 50, basically around about left half-back flank, just short of. Leongatha 4-5-29. Visitors, that is Sale, 3-2-20. We're 5 minutes into this second quarter. Leslie looks for and finds a teammate in Holmes. Starting to get a bit of the ball.
He's been busy, yeah.
He's been busy, but this is where they've been breaking down, finding a winner around about there, and it's fallen over. Went looking for Campbell, cut off nicely by Vanderpleit, and he in turn gives the ball away to Taints, who comes one-on-one contest, but it wasn't the right angle for his teammate. Two Leongatha players bang into each other, and then the ball spills out, which gives Marriott a chance. He gives ground with a handball to Westerway. Westerway, usually a good user of the ball, not on that occasion. Coming through was Des. He got tackled just at the last minute, gave the handball away. Wait a minute. Umpire scored a free kick. It's going to go the way of Anir, is it?
Yep.
For Sale. Or Des.
Maybe after he got rid of the handball box, was it?
I think it was behind the... Oh, well, we call it behind the play because the ball only got
rid of the handball and continued on the tackle.
All right, Des, he's sort of just smooth mover, isn't he?
Beautiful move, that mover.
It doesn't look like he's going at full pace at any stage, but he's good enough to go at 50% rat power and still find what he needs to. Nice target. Oh. Guess what? Hudson Holmes again. So sort of playing a on-ball type role at the moment.
Don't you just love players who are a great user of the footy?
Beautiful it was by Hudson Holmes this time. Can he find a winner? He can't. Out the back to Campbell. Free kick's been paid. Will go the way of Leongatha, pushing the pack.
So what, Walker wasn't happy with that either because he was pretty open and he reminded Hudson Holmes where he was.
Yeah, Ben Felton had the ball, went inboard, didn't find a teammate. Sala applying a lot more pressure. They need to get a payoff for the hard work they're doing at the moment. The payoff is to keep the ball in their area.
Hudson Holmes, 5 marks this quarter in 8.5 minutes.
Well, beautifully.
Yep.
Beautifully done by him. He's working his way into the game. They're 50 metres from home, Sale.
As a ruck contest happens, Willis taps it down, trying to work hard. There was Lang looking for a free kick, and he's been pinged, has he? Holding the ball. So the free kick's going to go Leongatha's way. It's going to go back there to Van der Pluyt. Hard up on the boundary line, inside his defensive 50. Will he look to switch it or come down the line? The latter is the option, and Willis will be the target. Leslie gets to the front spot. Holmes was there to help. Egg Smith ran over it. Head over the footy where there was Jonty McGuinness and slung down in a tackle, and the umpire will ball it up.
They've really suffocated the game now, haven't they, Sale? I think just because they've gone now that one-on-one hasn't allowed that Leongatha side to break open like they like to.
9-point margin, 9-minute mark, second quarter. Game in the balance for Morwell Bowling Club. Sale standing up to the task at the moment from the stoppage. Marriott was good. Handball out the back to Argento. Inboard kick to Stewart. Nicely done. Handball release. This is where they can hurt you, the Parrots. Forrester goes to half forward. It's one-on-one. It's Ganane and Whitford. Ganane has it. Whitford peels off. Ganane's kick inboard. He's got a couple of options. One of those is Turton. Nice gather off the deck. Gives it out wide. And Nash's kick comes back inboard and it's going to be turned over. And the mark will be taken by Tainch, who will quickly move it to half forward. Can't complete the mark was Walker. Gets to the wing area. Byron has to try and fight hard at ground level on Littlejohn. And we'll have a stoppage.
All right, so out of sight of the ground. At the moment, the game, a bit of an arm wrestle. There's only been a point scored for either side. 8 3/4 minutes into this second quarter after seeing 7 goals between the two sides in the first quarter. Marriott gets a quick kick under pressure, gathers 30, 40 metres. Finn McDonald will be the first player there.
It's been good.
Yeah, been good on that left leg. Can he find a teammate? He can. The teammate sticks out one arm, doesn't make contact and goes over the line. The player was Tom Glenn. Oh, in fact, free kick's been paid. I'm not sure what for, but it goes inboard now, and Langs, he's up and away and quickly kicks towards centre half forward. Can he find a winner here? He can. Nicely taken by Freeman. Now he needs to find a winner inside forward 50. Defender fallen to the ground. Umpire picked it up.
Oh, no.
And it's going to go Leongatha's way where the ball was, I'd suggest.
I saw that too, Box.
Yep.
It was a forward working absolutely
bumped
his
each
hardest.
other. Absolutely.
It was just a swing of the arm to try and move him out the way. That one wasn't there.
Yeah, and these are the sort of decisions that can change games. Let's hope it doesn't have an impact. As the player with the ball is Lindsay, Hayden Lindsay, half-back flank. The kick now towards the half-forward flank. Leslie had a look, and he shouldn't have. And a nice marker was too by Borshman, who will send the Parrots forward.
He comes to the near side, right in front of the commentary box. Forrester's the target, takes the mark. It's one-on-ones at the moment, although Egg Smith gets back. So does Hutchins. Forrester kicks to open space. In the hole, Hudson Holmes couldn't complete the mark. Garnham came out, gave a handball backwards to Jack Hume. Now to Van der Pluyt. Inboard handball, looking for Marriott. Sailor got some numbers there, but Marriott busts through one. Gives it to Elgar. Left foot kick, back inside forward 50. Harry! Flew, gave away the free kick, pushing the back.
So if he marks it, it's a mark?
Correct.
Yes. But if he doesn't, it's a free kick.
Yep.
Yes.
Fine line.
Not sure.
Yep. Derek Egg Smith squares it out wide to Holmes. He kicks it further out wide. Sun in the eyes. Maddox Malone takes the mark. Wants to play on quickly. Rolls back to the inside. In the end, it's McDonald. Gives a handball back to Holmes. I'll get it right in the end. It's Tom Glenn on that far side. Eventually, the ball goes over for a boundary throw-in. 12 and a half minutes into the second quarter for the Murray Racing Club. become a member today. 9 points still the margin.
Still a bit of a slugfest now. It's not very skillful, the game itself. It's a lot of turnovers from both sides too. So the Sale game plan seems to be working right now.
Yeah, some nice passages of play by Leongatha, but they're rare. Where they were fairly consistent in the first quarter. Ball on the half-back flank, and Sale have the ball on their half-back flank. Lang gives and then tries to get. He's not an option at the moment. Holding the man, I thought the free kick will go Sale's way. No, the umpire says, I'll ball this one up. Outer side wing. We've played 11 and 3/4 minutes of the second quarter. Leongatha, the home side, 4-5-29, and Sale 3-2-20.
Kids doing some great work, making some tunes for us down at ground level through our effects mic here. As we said, it's ball's on centre wing. Leongatha threaten to go forward, and they do by boot through Forrester. Lands on the chest of Jackson Harry. And now he's going to chip it. Not 15, surely, to Garnham. And the umpire said, yes, it was. 15 metres just. So Jensen Garnham will have a shot from about 30 metres out directly in front.
Is that just the fact that he's missed a couple so far in the game and he just wasn't, the confidence wasn't there? I mean, he was definitely within range.
Did he get called to play on? Because he seemed to make the decision really quickly to pass that one off. So Jensen Garnham has one. Looks to become the first player to become multiple goal scorers this afternoon. 14-minute mark, second quarter. Garnham leans back on this one and pushes it to the right, Boxer. That one looked awkward, didn't it?
Yeah, he didn't really follow through with the kick then as well, and it actually looked very sloppy in the end because he bowed the back and really didn't give it much oomph.
Murray Racing Club scored a 10-point lead to Leongatha, 4-6-30 to Sale 3-2-20, 14 minutes played, and we've had the last 7 inside 50s combined for the two teams for no score up until that behind.
All right, so Derek Egmolesi Smith, or Des, as I'll be calling him for the rest of the afternoon. I'll give you an update every so often, just so remind
I never had a problem with his name at all last time.
I listened to the coverage. You had a hell of a time. As Ganane goes inside,
good kick.
This time, nice leg, nice lead, and the Parrots are looking pretty dangerous as Garnham gets on the end of it. Jensen Garnham, plenty of opportunities.
Here we go.
And just the one goal.
It's going to be the screw around kick.
Well, there's nothing wrong with this.
They just outlaw the kick.
Why? If it's effective, why would you?
Okay, we'll see.
Garnham around the body. Off the leg.
Stop it.
No, I reckon it'd be too much meat. I don't reckon that was a goal.
It is.
No.
It's a Zambrero goal of a contender.
No. He pushed that left, Poppy, didn't he?
I thought he did, actually, to be honest. I
don't know what happened then. The umpire might have just hurt his neck when he had the head up in the air, but I'm not sure what had happened then. But no, it was a great mark. A better kick than what he did previously, only a minute earlier. But he keeps presenting. If they can keep the pressure and the repeat entries inside 50, they can actually try to blow this game out a fair bit now.
16-point lead to Leongatha, who played almost 16 minutes of the second quarter. Murray Racing Club scoreboard has the Parrots at 5-6-36, leading Sale 3-2-20.
Well, right now the Magpies need a goal. Big moments for them all. Bowling Club, the new better beer on tap now. The 6th tap, that is. Can Hudson Holmes be the spark in the middle? Couldn't quite get the clearance. Stewart did well with a handball to Forrester. Kicks to half forward. Turton's toes. He left the footy behind. Garnham came out. Gave it back to Stewart. Little left foot chip. Didn't quite get over the head there. Well done by Andrew Campbell. Now he's under a little bit of pressure. Left it behind. Jackson Harry shrugs the tackle from 50 metres. Lowers the eyes. Picked off. Not quite. On that occasion, it was Mason Anea. And a big, strong tackle. Jonty McGuinness with a WWE move.
He's laid a couple of those today. All right, 40 metres from Leongatha's goals, and Willis gets the tap down. Nicely done. A handball over the top. Can he find a teammate? He can't. And Sale will work their way out, or will they? No, it's cut off nicely. Nice kick around the corner from Brill. Oh. Hits the right upright again. Another behind.
He wanted the Zambrero.
It's 5-7-37. Leongatha 17 points ahead of Sale 3-2-20. Murray Racing Club scoreboard 17 minutes played second quarter.
He's a sharpshooter around goals, is Talon Brill.
He's so underrated, don't we?
Yep.
We actually didn't even mention him through the pre-match, and he's had a fantastic season so far.
At the toes of Lang and over for a boundary throw. Sorry, it wasn't Lang in the end. It was Chris Byron who presented.
I reckon have Leongatha had the last 6 inside 50s, Paul?
Yes, you're right.
There you go. So they've really got to make them hurt now.
They do. They lead at the moment by 17 points. Willis taps it straight down to Vanderplate. Under pressure kick goes straight up and down. Leslie has to fight for it. So does Holmes. Releasing handball was good to Butcher. Inboard to Lang. Lang's kick to half forward. Campbell will be the target. Finds him on the chest.
Over the top, needs to go quick.
Can turn and go. Leslie's got the pace. Just put it in open space for him. He tried to chisel something that wasn't there. Argento got back, but his kick will be turned over. And it's going to land in the hands of Maddox Malone. He looks up. There's lots of players back now, and this is the problem. Leongatha defence stand tall. He's too far out to score. He's going to kick it long and high. Top of the square it goes. Who will fly? Out the back, no one can mark. Ground level numbers favour Leongatha. Forrester with an outlet kick to Argento. Hard up on the boundary line. Chips it over the top. Can he find his teammate? He does, Darcy Hume. Play on to the umpire, though. Couldn't complete the mark. Handball over the top for the Magpies. They try to go forward again. This time, Brill will run onto the end of it. Barrel one towards the half-forward flank. It's a foot race. Doesn't quite sit for McGuinness. Nicely tapped by Jackson Harry. Jensen got him, gave Harry the handball back. Harry doesn't want to kick goals this afternoon. He's happy to give him off. And McRae in the goal square takes the mark. Transition footy at its best for the Pirates.
That was fantastic transition. Probably the best I've seen them do it today so far. And we've had a couple of beauties as well. I just couldn't believe McGannon didn't keep going. He was in the goal square. I don't think he realised.
McGannon's not.
He's having a shot.
This is Trent McRae.
Oh, McRae, and my apologies to Trent. Yeah, I thought he would have had a bit more momentum to keep going as well then too. So, yeah, my apologies there, Trent.
Yeah. Mason McGannon's out with a knee around unfortunately. So Trent McRae from point-blank range, about 12 metres out, puts it through the middle. And Leongatha got the only 2 goals of the quarter so far.
No, that was really good. And again, it just started from their half-back line too. And it's just taken them a little bit of time to shake Sale off at the minute. And Sale is still trying their best at it. They've been led by Shannon Lang, who's been incredible this so far this afternoon. But too many winners around the ground for Leongatha at the minute. And they do it very well when they actually are on their bike.
That goal takes Leongatha out to a 23-point lead at the 19-minute mark of the second quarter. The Murray Racing Club scoreboard has the Parrots at 6-7-43, Sale 3-2-20.
So back to the middle. Willis taps it down. Marriott on the end of it. Got wrapped up quickly. And we'll do it again. All the scores. Halftime wrap coming up for you in about 8 minutes' time. We'll get through all the scores around the grounds. This time Leslie taps it down. On the end of this one is Lang. Half forward at the toes of Byron. They didn't pay that one, the umpire said. Hit the deck first. Chris Byron, does he claim it? Has a chat to the umpire?
He's been good, Chris Byron, Scud. He's presented very well. And yeah, he's been a really good play for Sale this afternoon.
So ball up at half forward. We've got some a little bit of activity happening with the kids down at ground level through the effects mic. That's what country footy's about. Handball across now to Nathan Whitford. Inboard, forward 50. At the toes there at Campbell. Walker's there to try and help out. Leongatha got some numbers back in defence. Willis with a nice little sidestep and then kicks it outside his defensive 50. Harry will try and tap it onto a teammate. Goes again. Strong tackle. Throw to the umpire. Free kick Sale's way in Butcher.
So Butcher now, grandstand side. Game slowly starting to get out of their reach. 23 points down. Remembering, of course, at quarter time the margin was just 9 points. Player with the ball is Whitford, just short of right half forward flank. And a nice mark taken inside forward 50 as Scud deals with the kids below. Gives them the fist, the waving fist.
You can't do that, Scud.
I was waving to them.
No, it was a waving fist.
Signing autographs and waving.
That's bullying.
Oh my goodness, he's just going to get his father. This is going to be interesting.
I was saying g'day.
Hello to the Mari crowd who are listening this afternoon. Jack Leslie with the ball from 45 and a 45. Geez, they desperately need a goal. And unfortunately, the big fella's pushed that one right.
And it's now a 22-point lead to Leongatha on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard. 22-minute mark of the second quarter. 6-7-43 to Sale 3-3-21.
Scud, is it a waste? Will Leslie forward now? I don't know if it's...
It's not working.
It's not working.
Moment, no.
He needs to come either higher or come up a half-back where he's actually deadly.
He's actually been there for a few weeks now.
I know, and he hasn't
But they're not
shown me
using
too
it.
much. They're not.
Like before they wanted to use it and move it quickly, just kick it to open space. He's that quick. He will get there. You just put it to the space and he'll find it. But unfortunately, they're not using him in the best way. Meanwhile, Leongatha's forward line is nice and open, and this gets the half forward for the Parrots over the top. Egg Smith left it behind. Garner will give a handball over to McRae, and McRae from the top of the square will put it through, and exactly like that, the forward line's nice and open. It's pace on the ball. It results in Joe the Goose type goals. McRae's got his second of the afternoon.
Yeah, perfect, Scud, and they did that very well, and even the ball was at ground level and in dispute because Sale had defenders there as well, but they were disciplined enough to actually push the ball forward and they had enough runners and enough people there to get the job done, and McRae kicks his second in a row.
The out to a match high 28-point lead for Leongatha at the 23-minute mark of the second quarter. Murray Racing Club scoreboard, Leongatha 7-7-49, leading Sale through 3:21.
So Scud's now got his fist and punching his other hand.
I was just clapping the goal,
Scud.
the actual play of football.
Of course, we have got 35 acres of playroom for the kids, and they do want to play right next to the effects mic of our building, but that's all right, don't worry about it. Good fun. Ball back in the centre of Parrot Park. The margin, as you heard from Paul Carter, 28 points. Deep into the second quarter, Sale probably need desperately a break, but they'd like to get a score before they get that, and this might be a chance as they go inside and threaten their forward 50 now. Contest around the centre half forward area. Quickly, it's cleared by Leongatha. On the end of it, it's going to be Brill. Can he get his way through? He cannot. And again, Sale have another chance, this time through a near towards the left half forward flank. They'll come back inboard. Maybe Campbell or Byron goes inside forward 50, yeah. Leongatha just having all the play there, Ben Sveltson with the ball. They change direction, they keep possession, and they do it ever so beautifully. As they come grandstand side now, the Parrots. Lovely ladies from Leongatha serving food up. I wish they would have did it in a minute's time because I want to put the headphones down now and get into it.
Apparently we've got 3 courses is what I'm getting here at the moment.
Fantastic.
No.
We've got 3 minutes before we can eat. As at Westaway, the veteran takes the mark at half-back, goes inboard to Marriott. Now they've got a bit of run through the middle. It's Alga. He's held up this time by Leslie. Did you want 50 box?
Yeah, nearly.
All right. Gives a handball back to the run of Jack Hume. Right in the middle of Parrot Park. Goes to half forward. Out the back, Harry. Can't complete the mark again. Hutchins will have to fight for it at ground level. Handball straight to the opponent though. And Borshman goes inside forward 50. It does get out the back. Jensen Garnham will do the check side.
Oh, no.
Hit the post.
That's a sombrero miss of the day.
It is. Did all the hard work on.
Ready to an open goal.
And missed the boxer.
29-point lead to Leongatha, 7-8-50, leading Sale 3-3-21. 25-minute mark of the second quarter.
Why? He had more time to run in.
Yes.
And he's done what he's done. And
He did the hard work on McGuinness.
He did. He did a great job.
So Des to bring the ball back into play for Sale. Wants to dance around his opponent there in Borshman. And then goes short and finds Tainch. Tainch in turn goes short. Can he find a teammate? He can. Gee, it's hard work for Sale, isn't it? Getting the ball out of the area. Hayden Potts gets a chance to feed it off. He feeds off a handball to Hudson Holmes, who in turn goes short. And gee, they've had 4 or 5 possessions and picked up 40 metres. A quick handball back to Holmes, who runs and goes short. This time it goes out the back, and we've got a contest on. Sale at the moment are equal to the contest. Holmes gets another touch. He kicks and looks for space, but he's got a teammate out the outer side. I reckon it's Kai McDonald, first player there. Can he get rid of his opponent? He can't. And now Leongatha applies some more pressure as Sale get a quick kick from the pack from Holmes. And inside defensive 50 for Leongatha, it's Alga. Nicely done, finds Brill. He's looks to the grandstand side, and he's got a bit of room, but he kicks to a 50-50 contest. They're good enough to win the first contest, and now the second, as Hume gives ground. Nicely done now to Forrester, who goes inboard. Now they'll settle, and they'll do that through Borshman.
Siren sounds though, and Borshman wants to have a shot at goal.
No.
He's gone the barrel, he's got onto it. Not enough though. Jonty McGuinness will be the goalkeeper. No score. Half-time sees Leongatha lead at 7-8-50, leading Sale 3-3-21. Sale couldn't get a goal in that quarter while Leongatha kicked the 3. And the 9-point margin at quarter time gets out to 29 points at half-time. And it's all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland.
It's everybody's favourite time of the week. It's the Gippsland League Top 5 for Round 6. Kicking us off at number 1, it's Chris Rasso from Warrigal here. Just getting a nice handball on the run, unloading from 50, going all the way home. Coming in at number 2, it's Colin Campbell here from Morwell. Gets this one out of the ruck contest, then snaps it around the body for a brilliant finish.
Here's he got some jets, this young kid, eh? And perfect spot, front and centre. Great tap forward as well.
Coming in at number 3, it's Brodie Tahara here from Mathra. Had to think quickly with this one. Ball was smothered, got it, and then got it straight on the boot and put it through for a great goal. Coming in at number 4, it's Boyd Bailey here from Morwell. Ball went to the bottom of the pack here. Instead of picking it up, he just goes off the ground and it just sneaks across the line.
He's pretty happy though, Bailey.
He socketed off the ground. It got through a couple of Leongatha defenders.
And at number 5, Xavier Richards here from Barnsdale. This one is just all class. Ball comes inside 50, gets it once, shows the ball, and then runs around and finishes with a lovely snap. Classy, classy finish.
upset as well, brewing. Thorpedale leading top of the table, Fish Creek, the reigning premiers. And in North Gippsland, some interesting games being played there too, I'd say.
The match of the round, TTU and Hayfield, only a 1 point margin.
Yeah.
You expect that. Lee Brown's got his boys up and about. And Yarra Yallourn North, I tipped Yarra to be the only one to get over the top of Yallourn North. So the favoured side there, Yallourn North, just in a little bit of trouble at half-time.
All right, so we've still got a lot of football to be played all around Gippsland at the moment. We'll be giving you score updates live, compliments of our friend here next to us in Nick Lucino, but myself, Rob Popplestone, Daryl Cooling, Paul Carter, and of course special comments from Nick Lucino will be updating you as it happens here at Parrot Park.
Well, any of you guys want to change your tips?
Yes, please.
You've ticked Sale by 5 and you want to change, Pop?
Yep, I think...
Fair enough.
I think they've got no chance unless something out of the ordinary happens from what I've seen. Well, it is what it is. Have you ever had a bet, Nick, and halfway through the race say, geez, I wish I had something else?
I don't think the punting corpus will let me ever have that. But
imagine he said no. Every single bet he goes, oh, gee, I'm on the wrong one here.
Yeah.
I think
I was going to back that one.
do that one. Yeah.
Paul Carter?
I'll change mine. I'll go with 55 points instead of 40.
Fair enough. Well, third quarter is about to get underway for McDonald's. And as you'd expect, Willis and Leslie to do the ruck duties. Head over the footy there was Vanderplat. Strong tackle on Lang. Taints tried to get a handball to Leslie. Wrapped up by Marriott. Missed the footy. Play on, said the umpire. Kick around the body there on that occasion was from Byron. Goes high towards the wing area. Nicely done. Back with a flight in Turton. Quickly released to Nash. He can go further afield. And he finds Jacob Lammers just inside the field of play. Steps inside Mason Anea. And the kick from Lammers doesn't find his leading target on this occasion. And it's picked off in the back half by the Sale defender. Just can't grab who it is. Might be Whitford in the end, who delivers it out towards Freeman over the top of his head. Lammers will try and run onto this one. Good work by Freeman. Gets him off the ball. Wins the footy. Handballs forward. The run now will come from Butcher. Gathers it inboard. Misses the handball to Holmes. And Holmes pulls up a bit tight and a bit short. It allows Marriott to swoop on it. Kick it a half forward. Good work by Egg Smith to get a hand in. McRae will win it though for the Parrots. Kick around his body. Top of the 50 it goes. Bouncing left and right. Garnham grabs it. Quickly tackled. And that was nicely done by McGuinness. Somehow ended up with the footy. And the umpire says, my ball, a minute and a half in.
Good pressure there by Johnny McGuinness. Good pressure around the ground from both sides. Good effort. Both starting the second half with plenty of enthusiasm. Sale desperate to get the first score. At the moment, it's Leongatha into attack, and going forward is Vanderplat. Can he find a winner at centre half forward? He can't. Ball goes over the back of a small little pack, and at the back of that pack is Whitford, who picks it up and handballs or goes to Hutchins, and now Hutchins clears the area with a thumping kick and finding his teammate in Chris Byron. Outer side wing. Byron's got a runner, and off they go to Sale from the outer side wing to threaten the forward 50. Leslie's beaten the ball. Now coming in for Sale is Bodie Walker that applies a really nice tackle. He calls to the umpire, can I have it? Umpire says, no, I'll get it. And there'll be a ball up. 40 metres from Sale's goals. Kicking to the scoreboard end that reads Leongatha 7-8, as they were at half-time. And visitors is Sale 3-3.
So ball up, tapped down by Leslie. Leongatha through Marriott, just taps it to his advantage, close to the boundary line, over it goes.
So that entry is a perfect example why I think Will Leslie's wasted sitting in the goal square. At his pace, he should have actually met that ball and been led to that ball too by the kicker as well. So I'm on Will Leslie watch for this quarter.
All right. So boundary throw in. Sale's attacking 50. Leslie taps it forward, out the back there, trying to run onto it with a strong tackle over the shoulder. There'll be a free kick. No, the umpire said it was fair. I thought Jack Hume just got his opponent over the shoulder on that occasion, but the umpire said we'll ball it up.
I will say, Leslie doesn't seem to have the pace that I remember him having. I'm not sure whether you...
Good run-down tackle on Alga early in the game.
Well, that's true enough too, yeah.
Well, ball's in the middle of the ground. Gets towards McRae. Gives a handball back to Hume. A sweeping handball over the top. Now to Turton. He's got a runner in Nash. Nash can give a handball or a kick. He went with a kick and it just partially got smothered. A quick handball, nicely done. From Harry, back to Nash. They get it out to the fat side where Jensen Garner was on a strong lead. McGuinness read it better. Lang was good. Up to the task over the shoulder. He wins the free kick. And it's going to come back. And Lang knew that.
The reason why you don't see that, though, Poppy, the pace from Leslie, is because we see from the defensive side. So he can actually run straight at the ball, and we know he can run at pace. When you're forward, when you've got to be stop-start, you lose that pace.
Good call.
It's a jar.
Exactly. Good summation. As Lang has the ball, right half-back flank, maybe more centre half-back than that. He's looking right, looking for an option. Thinks he's found one, has he? Yep, I reckon he has. Nice leg, good kick. Finds the big man, Jack Leslie. Outside wing, led Willis to the ball on that occasion. Big Jack. He's been doing the hard yards today against one of the best ruckmen in the league. And he goes towards centre half forward. They're outnumbered, though, at around about this area. They're fighting hard to keep the ball in the area and will do so before the umpire takes control again. 60 metres from goals are Sale. 29 points they are down. 4.5 minutes gone of the third quarter.
I'll help Boxer out with the words later on. I'll use simple words for him. Just give us a summary. How's that for you?
That works.
Lang kicks around his body, inside forward 50 for the Magpies. Can they get something out of this? Campbell's there, twisting, gives a handball back to Walker. Left foot snap. Does it get over the head? No. Freeman nearly takes the mark. Well done on that occasion by Nash to spoil it. And it went through for a minor score.
First quarter of the quarters come at just on the 5-minute mark. 3-4-22 Sale, trailing Leongatha 7-8-50. That's the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
So Hayden Lindsay let Freeman know that he was about just a moment ago. Not sure what that was all about, but it didn't last long. Good ball comes through, and guess who? Jackson Harry, who, as you pointed out earlier, very athletically took that mark, kicks down the corridor of Parrot Park, and they've got some nice runners here, one of which is Jack Hume. He goes to his right and kicks in the direction of Ganane, who probably dropped what he should have taken. Now he's been tackled, dispossesses the tackler, goes to Marriott. Marriott gives and tries to shepherd. Nicely done. Found McRae around the body, offline, through for a minor score.
Back to the half-time margin of 29 points, 7-9-51 Leongatha, 3-4-22 Sale. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, 6 minutes played third quarter.
The new feisty McSpicy range at Macca's. Things just got a little bit feisty as they bring it back into the field of play to the Magpies.
I like that commercial, that feisty commercial.
Yes, feisty McFeisty. Feisty. As on the outer side, the Magpies try to find a target on the far wing and Leslie at his toes, and we'll have a boundary throw in. 6 minutes in, margin sits at 29 points in favour of the Parrots.
There's been a few chest marks being dropped inside 50 for Leongatha today. Garnham's dropped a couple.
Interesting.
Ganane's dropped a couple as well.
True, we got a free kick to the Magpies. Not sure what that was for, but Leslie took it. He went inboard to Tainch. Tainch might go back to Leslie, and he decides to go the option further afield.
Was he saying that? I was interesting. Pop, or was
you were interested?
You. Very interesting.
Okay.
Kick down the line for Lang. Does it stay in the field of play? The umpire said yes, it was touched. And we'll have a boundary thrown on the far side.
In the same way a hippopotamus is interesting in the animal kingdom.
So
ball on the outer side, right half forward flank, so into attack.
He's a little bit stale here at Parrot Park.
So ball thrown, he'd normally answer back, but he had a mouthful of chips. Ball back in the play and back out of play. Hasn't really moved it much at all there.
It's been a lacklustre start.
It has,
quarter,
yeah. But for Sale, that's good because, we thought this game might open up at any stage, and we're, 7.25 minutes into the third quarter, and it hasn't done so at this stage as Willis gets the tap down. Can't find a teammate with a clear possession, so the umpire takes control. We've seen a lot of this, either boundary or field umpires assuming control after players from both sides are finding it hard to get room required to surge one way or the other. Leongatha attempt to do so now.
Over the
Too
shoulder.
high. The umpire finally picks out a free kick. Goes away of Vanderplot, who comes inboard to Taylor Brill. A handball over the top. Nicely done. Marriott, usually a good user of the ball. That one fell short. And on the end of it was Garnham. Gives it off to Ganane, who's got a leading play to his right. Nicely done. Good lead, good take, good kick. Jack Hume.
You can thump this.
So Jack Hume, with just the 1 point scored in this third quarter to date, 8 minutes in.
He's a good kicker.
Jack Sale may have got a bit more than that, haven't they?
Yeah.
But Jack Hume with the ball now. The ability to kick the first goal of this third quarter. It's going to go across the face, but land just a metre short.
Oh.
Good fly, but at grand level. With the numbers, it's Sale. And it could be Glenn who has the ball. Couldn't quite make out the player. a punch to the front of the pack, and so they'll try to clear the area. Coming in nicely was Thomas Campbell, provided a bit of body pressure and then applies a tackle as well. So they're trying to work their way out through traffic and finally do so. Comes the way of Bodie Walker. He fights hard. Can he find a teammate? Does so. Gives Grant, keeps possession. Can they get out of trouble? They're finding it hard to. Maybe the boundary could be their best friend, and possibly that's where it'll end up, and does. Just near the interchange gate, there'll be a throw in as Will Leslie comes back to the player that he may have hit.
That was
a little high.
Yeah, that was an interesting one with Will just coming through.
I don't think it was high, but it was definitely late in the mid.
Oh, he's certainly in a little bit of trouble. Play will be stopped now, and I think you might have found that it might be high.
Blood rule?
It's a blood rule, so he's obviously copped him somewhere.
Yeah, look, the elbow. So Leslie's looking at his elbow as well.
He's holding the either nose or mouth area. Certainly blood coming out of that region of the head. It's Argento on the end of it. So some fair height difference too between Leslie and Argento. So now umpire will throw this back in for a boundary throw in, 9 minutes in, and the margin sits there at 29 points. Quick kick from the stoppage from Lang will gain a few metres and find another boundary throw in. And to say that this quarter's been flat and slow and uninspiring, that would be sort of nice.
They're taking Argento away to the rooms there too, Scott.
Yeah.
It's sort of how the second quarter started, and then Leongatha just took hold of it.
Took 15 minutes in that second quarter before we got 3 goals. We're just approaching 10. Tap down from Leslie. Lang took on the tackle. A forward handball was good to Holmes. His handball was smothered. Tate got on the end of it though. Right foot kick into a 2-on-1. Leongatha's got the 2. And they don't quite win it. At the back is Freeman. Got a little bit of pace. So does Lindsay. He did well, does Lindsay. Handball inboard. Looking for Little John. Couldn't find him. Lindsay goes back and puts a tackle on. He's got to be careful not to drag it in there. And the umpire lets it go. We've got a stoppage. And Leongatha had the numbers. Sale did well to keep it inside their forward 50. Margin is 29 points in this third quarter.
So after that too, Will Leslie's off the ground as well. Looks like they're just doing a little bit of work on his right elbow or left elbow. Can't see.
Tooth may have gone through it. Perhaps, I don't know.
Called for the dentist.
Just saying. Maybe they're extracting the tooth out. So we're going to ball up, top of the square. Sale are pressing. Can they get one? A much needed one they need. Tap straight down nicely though. Campbell tried to come through at pace. West away. As the game's record holder this afternoon becomes the standout game's record holder on 236 for the Leongatha side. An absolute stalwart, a superstar of this Parrot side. Numerous premierships under his belt. And a great player to have on your side. Elgar, kick around the body. They've got a kick in danger. It's going to go against Jack Leslie there.
That's because he tried to kick it out of mid-air.
Yep. And missed, did he?
Yeah.
Yep. So Cooper Elgar has the free kick. Defensive back pocket.
Said with a lot of care.
Yeah.
Well done.
It's going to come back to the ruckman because that's where he kicked it. Jared Stewart, it is. Went short to Elgar. Just the 15. The player's going to come back to the 9. Just does that now. Elgar wants someone to present at him. Goes short to the pocket.
Oh, that's out of the full.
That's his out of bounds on the full. Good call by the boundary umpire.
Give it.
And Jack Leslie will be the one to take the free kick. Cooper Elgar doesn't like it. I'm afraid to tell you, Coop, when you look at the replay, it was out of bounds on the full. So this could be a big moment of the game for the Moorwell Bowling Club for a limited time. The 6th tap is better beer.
He's going for the straight punt kick rather than around the body.
And he should have gone around the body. He's missed 100%. Everything. That is out of bounds on the full as well. So the boundary umpire's made 2 cracking calls right there.
She's done a great job too, and kudos to her as well. Copped a bit of flack from the boundary line and gave a little bit back as well. So good on you.
All right, so Leongatha now through Van der Plyte, defensive 50. This time there's a bit of movement up forward, and one of those players moving nicely was Jack Hume. Takes the mark, plays on quickly, takes advantage of the standing man on the mark, goes towards the grandstand wing. Grand level. Nicely taken in the end it was by Hudson Holmes. Can he find a teammate? Des gets on the end of it. And now Kay McDonald goes inboard. Now they're in trouble. Marriott has it. Yep. And guess what? There's no one within 70 metres in front of him. So he handballs to the advantage of Jack Hume, who almost went without it. He'll get a second chance. He's going to run himself into and out of trouble with the help of Ganane.
Ganane wanted Hume to come back into the field of play to give a handball, but Hume might be hurt.
Yeah, Hume ran into the fence, didn't he?
He just stayed out of bounds.
And a free kick goes Sale's way.
Holding the ball.
Well, this hasn't hit any real heights in this third quarter.
Butcher went backwards to McGuinness, goes across the face of the goal to Hutchins. Hutchins can transfer it out wide. He had the option Whitford, went further afield and went to Potts. Handball's over the top now to Whitford. He's ran on, look out. He didn't get quite run down from behind. The kick, though, was errant. Great work by Lindsay to give it off to Alga. Leongatha repel and go forward again. Inside 50. Harry's the target. Doesn't find it before it goes over for a boundary throw-in. 14 minutes gone. Leongatha lead it by 29 points. We have had only 2 points kicked in this quarter.
It's probably the worst I've seen Leongatha in regards to fumbling for the year that we've seen them so far. They've just cost themselves a little bit with just the fumbles and the ball hitting the ground more than what it should be in the air.
100%, certainly not impressive at all from the ladder leaders. And they take on the tackler there on that occasion. Looked to be Jacob Lammers on the bottom of the pack, or it was actually a big ruckman in Jared Stewart. He's been quite good, Stewart, hasn't he, as that backup ruckman with Willis. He's certainly undermanned, but Leslie this time clearly got the tap out. Forrester runs towards the boundary line. Head over the football was Hudson Holmes. Ran out of real estate, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. 15 minutes in. This is where Leongatha got their first goal of the second quarter. Fireworks are about to unload.
Ball to be thrown back in, basically near the intersection of Ford 50 and boundary. Leongatha into attack. Not much to speak of as far as scores are concerned. At half-time, Leongatha was 7-8. They're now 7-9. And Sale at half-time were 3-3. They're 3-4. So 2 behinds in 15 and a half minutes of third quarter football. This is a quarter where Leongatha can dominate, as we mentioned pre-game. And they now go forward through Stewart. His left foot kick fortuitously fell in the arms of Jack Ganane, and this could be the first major. 16 minutes into the third quarter. The home side, who have Sale at arm's length, will try to open up this game now. Starting with Ganane, who is a goal kicker of note, but today we haven't seen him register one. And he won't get a better opportunity than this. 35 metres out on the slightest of angles, and the angle favours that of a right footer. Long sleeve, walks it in. Let's see what he does. Off the boot, looks pretty nice. Umpire does not move. Goal. Goal, the first goal of the third quarter.
It's a perfect way we actually summarise the game at the start of it, because we said that the firepower was going to be just too good in Leongatha's way, and the scoreboard reflects that. With Sale, they get the ball inside 50. They just haven't got the people to score or the players to score for them. Leongatha have. And if I just imagine if Leongatha were a lot more cleaner with the ball, how much more scoreboard pressure they would have put on them.
First goal for the third quarter has come at the 16-minute mark, and the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard sees a 35-point lead to Leongatha, 8-9-57 to Sale, 3-4-22.
So the ball back to the middle. Sale desperately need to get something going. They haven't kicked a goal since the 29-minute mark of the second quarter. Leslie taps it out. All Sale players fall to ground, except for big Jack Leslie. He'll tap it forward. He had 2 or 3 goes at it. Somehow lands to Holmes. Now to Lang. He just went the one hand there and left it behind. He was up to it to get it again, though. Handball forward. Westaway had it quickly wrapped up in the tackle. Umpire will ball it up. Centre half back for the Parrot side. Centre half forward, of course, for the Magpies. 17.5 minutes in, third quarter for McDonald's. And now Lang again, gave it out wide to Butcher. His kick goes high, top of the square it goes. No one can mark, spoil out there by Nash. Chasing it is Darcy Hume, taps it to himself, doesn't sit too well for him. Taint gave a handball inboard to Campbell, kick around the body. Freeman's there, grabs it, can't get through the Westaway tackle. And the veteran says holding the ball, might kick. And the outlet kick is beautiful to Talon Brill. He's got a runner in Lindsay, doesn't use him. Right foot kick was smothered. Jack Ganane's up at half back, gives it now to Lindsay. And Lindsay's got some pace. Does he use it? He decides to kick it into open space and says to Jack Hume, go and get it. Finn McDonald was there for the Magpies, but he's just been ragdolled, lost the footy.
Oh, geez, I thought he was unlucky to be caught holding the ball there.
You're right, it was a 50-50 contest too there. And he just managed to pick the ball up earlier than what Hume was there. So
goes in the hands of Hume. He looks up. He goes to half forward. Sun in his eyes. I think the umpire
gave him a concession for that.
Jacob Lammers held that mark for about a second. Left foot kick. Strong lead from Harry. Finds him on the lead.
He'll pass this.
Yeah, he hasn't wanted to kick a goal all day. He's looking around. He is. He's going to handball off to Talonbrill. Well called. Boxer on cue. And Talonbrill makes no mistake.
Bang.
And puts it through the middle. Boxer, you're a genius.
I am.
And I can't believe I just said that.
I know that. And the jar is now open.
Yes.
All right, there you go. We've got clear breathing space now as well. So they're really putting that punch to Sale now, Leongatha. And again, it's just that ball movement. They had the ball inside 50, Sale. They turned it over quickly and Leongatha made them pay.
41-point lead now, and we're at the 19-minute mark of the third quarter. Leongatha ahead on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, 9-9-63 to Sales, 3-4-22.
We've got to get the runner out. If we had a runner in our commentary team, we'd send it out to see if
Scotty
Jackson Harry might have a bad foot, bad ankle, doesn't want to kick the footy.
No.
He has not had a shot on goal today and never looked likely, and he's had moments too. Because Leongatha this time, though, couldn't get this in a clearance. Holmes gave it to Lang. Good tackle by Lammers. And Jacob Lammers wins the free kick. He's got a number out wide, and that number is Darcy Hugh, number 44. Gives a handball to the run of Cooper Elgar. Has two bounces in the space of 2 metres. Delivery is nicely done to Harry. He's too far out to score on this occasion. Inboard, leading target, Jensen Garnham. It's a training drill. Jensen Garner will go back and look to kick his third of the afternoon as they lead by 41, 20 minutes gone into the third quarter.
Paul Carter, that change of score is going to probably be doubled by the way they're going right now.
Looks that way, doesn't it?
So Jensen Garner will have to kick at 45 metres, 45-degree angle, city end of the ground, unloads, distant, no issue. Accuracy missed. It's kept to the skinny side for him. And it's a minor score. The feisty McSpicy range at Macca's. Things just got feisty.
Leongatha 9-10-64, 42 points ahead of Sale, 3-4-22. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, 21-minute mark, third quarter.
They're going to go again, are the Parrots, and Garnham couldn't complete the mark. Good spoil from Hutchins over the back. We'll get a boundary throw in out of side of the ground. Score updates for us, Boxer. What do you got around the grounds? Thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. Any in the AFL that you might have for us?
Yeah, in the AFL, it's nearly over there. 5 minutes to go. North, 41. They trail Port Adelaide, 88. So comfortable winners there. And Carlton are the same. It's just about nearly identical in regards to time to go. 101 Carlton to the Suns, 54.
Big winners there for the Blues. Back on the winners list.
Turn social media off in a minute.
He's had enough. So we've got a ball up here at Leongatha, 45 metres out.
Can't win, so...
Stewart got over the top of Leslie, tapped that down. Lang get a handball out towards the runner of Holmes and runs out of the boundary line it goes. Rob Popplestone on TRFM will close out this for us.
With only a handful of minutes to go, the third quarter, 21 3/4 minutes gone. A margin, sort of 7 goals now. Not sort of, exactly 7 goals now, 42 points. There's Sale from the half-back line through Holmes. Goes searching for. Nice take it was too by Will Leslie. They've got some room to move here. One-on-one contest inside the forward 50. First player there, Freeman got the absolutely shocker of a bounce. And he was beaten to the ball on that occasion by Travis Nash, who clears the area and finds the boundary line, and there'll be a boundary throw in. But that sort of summarises in some way Sale's day.
Yeah.
The rare opportunities they've got just hasn't sort of bounced their way for them. So right half forward flank, Sale into attack. Deep into the third quarter. Sale are around that mid-range way on the ladder at the moment. Would have hoped to upset Leongatha today. At this stage, they just hope that they don't get embarrassed score-wise. They're 7 goals down, and they've just given that one up as well as Will Littlejohn has the ball and feeds it off now to his teammate in McRae. Right half-back flank, looks for a runner behind him. Chooses to do the work himself. And McRae goes towards the half-forward flank. Can he find a winner? He can't. Went searching for Borshman. The ball will be kept in play, or will it? It will. Des grabs the ball. He gets grabbed in turn.
Tackle.
And the umpire...
Holding the footy.
Holding the footy, wow, okay.
Borshman with a strong tackle on Egg Malessi Smith, who stays down for the moment. Inboard kick to Talonbrill. He's got some grass in front of him, so he takes it, plays on. It's a wobbly drop punt inside forward 50 to open space. Out there is Hutchins. It sits okay for the defender for Sale. Quickly gets ball to boot. There's no one on the outer wing except for Cooper Elgar. And it's going to come back as Elgar handballs over the top to Lammers. Further afield to Hume. Sold some candy. Faked the handball. Now he gives it backwards to Littlejohn, to Lammers. They all go by hand. Now a kick comes. Inside forward 50. No one there. And that's why Leongatha were doing some handball. They had no options to kick to. Holmes takes the mark and will relieve a little bit of pressure. Kicks it on the outer side of the ground. Can't get my binoculars up the right way. Finds Shannon Lang. 24 minutes gone. 42 points the margin. Lang comes back to Hudson Holmes. Holmes is in no rush to get rid of this one.
It's because you had him back to front.
Okay, thank you. Holmes' kick found Paddy Tainch. And Tainch is just going to go backwards to Lang. Has a little bit of grass. Don't whisper, we can hear you, Boxer. Lang's kick towards Leslie missed him. And it goes over for a boundary throw-in.
I was only getting the sign from the netball.
Oh, very good. You get a score for us.
She's going to come back.
Nicely done.
That's what I was whispering.
Leongatha and Sale will get you the netball scores, of course, after the game on the A-grade netball front. Our player of the day on the footy field here. It's 42-point margin in favour of Leongatha.
Sean Westaway, the man of the moment, with 236 games today.
Yes.
Becomes the Leongatha's club game record holder. And it'll be a nice way to celebrate too. Jack Hume with the ball. They go forward to the Parrots. Can't really get it past their half-back line. Just 2 goals scored this quarter, both to Leongatha. The margin out to 7 goals. Nicely done. Marriott runs it in, and I reckon he fed it off in the end. Or did he go alone?
He went alone.
Went alone, and 1 minor score, unfortunately.
43-point lead to the Leongatha, 25-minute mark, third quarter, 9-11-65 to 3-4-22.
So back in they go, Sale. Out of side they go again. Leslie's on the end of it. They take the mark and roll back. There's no urgency in this Magpie side now. I'm not sure they're...
You know what's quite evident too, Scott, is the fact that we haven't heard Lang, Egg Smith, Hudson Holmes this quarter at all, really.
Paul Carter, some of those key stats for those couple of players.
Egg Smith just a couple of kicks, but Hudson Holmes has had 9.
This quarter? Yeah, well, we haven't called him.
Sala got the footy on the wing area. Leslie's ran out of space and over.
We may not have called him, but did you not see him?
I didn't see him.
Shannon Lang's had 13.
Shannon Lang's had 13.
This quarter? No, he has not.
7 kicks, 6 handballs.
He has not.
Special comments thanks to Carpet Country.
That was great.
He's our expert commentator.
That's why it's been last year.
Got his eye on the game today. Could be your last quarter.
Could be.
26 and a half minutes gone, third quarter. There's no doubt the wind has gone out of this game at the moment.
13, really.
Margin 7 goals plus are behind as, again, Sale just work it forward. They really not bothering the scoreboard at all. This quarter, just the one behind. Quick kick out of play on the full will go the way of, is it Brill over the other side?
Can I just say, was Poppy calling those stats? Because it could have been a little bit different there.
It could have been.
No, he's been very good, has Poppy.
That's why you've got a flat finger, yes?
You've got to understand, though, I haven't seen Leongatha and Sale this year at all.
There you go. Talonbrill kicks it to the wing area. Big pack will form. No one can complete the mark. Ball comes to the front of the pack. Little Marriott, little kick off the ground. Lang does well. Hudson Holmes is there. He's had a great quarter. Gives a handball off again. Couldn't take the footy with him there was Jackson Harry. The umpire will ball it up.
They've really been the shining light of Sale this quarter. Lang and Holmes and also Des in the back line. Absolutely. All playing their part, keeping them in touch. Again, if anything, they've been the standout on the field.
Nearly our contender for our Gippsland Ozuzu player of the day. Littlejohn off the back of this stoppage. Kicked half-forward. Nicely done. Jackson Harry marks. Long, long way. Garnham presents a 45-metre lead and finds him on the chest. Now, Garnham's got him open forward line. He can thump a long one in. It goes over the back. Does it get to the Leongatha forward back there in Lammers? Not quite. Sale did well. Handball out there was from Whitford towards the boundary line. Now they're in trouble. Stewart gave it to Brill. Brill doesn't miss. Except this time he does. He missed everything.
We all make mistakes, Scott.
It's still in the field of play. He hasn't missed. It was a pass to Jack Hume. Hume sold candy inside. Steps around. Steps out. Boundary umpire says, let's throw it in.
Okay, so if that bounced inboard,
he stepped. I reckon he took a step backwards there when he had it and just went over. 28 minutes to go on third quarter. Margin sits at 43 points.
All right, Leongatha desperate to be rewarded for their hard work, and they've had a lot of hard work, but unfortunately on this occasion the free kick will go Sale's way for them. They clear the area from Holmes to Freeman. Another kick for Holmes.
Been good.
Freeman now, half-back flank. Looks up forward. No, not much movement, and you'd think that Willis might back into this pack, and he's going to, and forces a contest at ground level, as has been the case for most of the day. The Parrots are running in numbers. Hume feeds off. Nicely done to Elgar, and Elgar goes searching and finding Littlejohn. Off the half-back flank, he goes towards the outer side, looking for Garnham, who will be beaten to the ball by the boundary. Roundabout left half-forward flank now for the Parrots.
Poppy, I got an 8th grade score in netball.
Yes.
Traralgon took on Druin today at Druin. It would have been a great game to watch as well, apparently. In the end, Traralgon went down by 7 goals. It was 49 Druin to 42 Traralgon.
Wow, okay.
The ball up here, outer side on the wing area. Back there was Leslie. He's been good. Gives a handball off to the runner. And they go inboard, and the siren sounds for three-quarter time. And Leongatha get the only 2 goals of the quarter. Sale haven't kicked one since the 29-minute mark of the first. And that's why the margin sits at 43 points. It's 9-11-65, leading Sale 3-4-22. You're listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM, and it's all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland. Yes, it is three-quarter time. That's a 43-point margin. The Parrots have extended on each of the breaks. 9 points quarter time, 29 points at half-time, 43 at three-quarter time. 9-11-65, Sale of 3-4-22. Both Paul Carter and Nick Licino working through some of the scores that are happening and the key stats in that quarter. Of course, you are listening to Gippsland Live. All thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland. Get a hot deal off the energy-efficient 10-kilo LG washer with a bonus local delivery as well. And that is your local Harvey Norman Electrical. Here's Paul Carter with some of the key stats. Thanks to Gippsland Ozuzu.
Once again, the stats heavily in favour of Leongatha. 12-5, the inside 50s for that quarter. They're leading that 39-20. Clearances pretty even, so I think we come to that where we look at some of the work by the Sale midfielders. Leongatha leading 26-23, 7 centre clearances apiece. Free kicks pretty even. Marks Leongatha 70-50. The ruckman, we have a big quarter by Jack Leslie. 14 hit-outs that quarter, total of 28. Up against Ben Willis, who has had 21 to three-quarter time. The players were following. Tom Marriott had 18 disposals, 15 each to Jake Van der Plyt and Talon Brill, with Nick Argento off the field at the moment. For Sale, along with the 14 hit-outs from Jack Leslie, we had 13 disposals to Shannon Lang, up to 25 to three-quarter time. Another 11 to Hudson Holmes. He is 28 to three-quarter time. Another 5 to Patrick Tainch to 13. There's just a couple to Derek Agnosy-Smith. He's sitting on 19.
Very good. Thank you very much, Paul Carter. Here's Nick Licino for Around the Grounds, thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland. And don't forget, choose furniture that's not just designed in Australia, it's made in Australia as well.
Yeah, thanks, Scud. In the Gippsland League, Bairnsdale 11-9-75, still got a good lead over one Thaggy, 6-11-47. Maul 7-6-48, they lead Warragul 4-8-32. Mafra 10-5-65. Maui was just starting to get ahead there now, 13-3-81. And Traralga big leaders over Drouin, 15-6-96 to Drouin 7-6-48. In the Gippsland Football League, more or less doing it easy, 19-14, 128 to Hillend, just the 4 points. Stony Creek 8-4-52 to Ballara, 7-7-49. Yanar 11-11-77, Ruben North 2-7-19. MDU 15-9-99 to Tura, 8-4-52. Fish Creek, big comeback here. Wow. An 8-goal quarter in that third quarter. 12-13-85, they lead Thorpedale, 13-4-82. Oh. Tarwin 8-2-50 lead Newborough at 6-9-45. Scudman.
Very good. You got some mid-Gippsland?
I've only got the one game at the minute. I'll go through it right now for you. Yarram 9-8-62 to Yallourn North 5-4-34. TTU 11-7-73 lead Hayfield 8-6-54. Churchill starting to get on top here now, 16-11-107 to Cower 9-7-61, and Woodside doing it easy, 25-15 to Glengarry 3-1-19.
Very good, thank you very much. A boxer, that's got everyone up to date, and with all the scores that are happening across Gippsland and the Valley, of course, we'll get to some final scores in our post-game here. It's well and truly in control with the Leongatha side leading by 43 points at three-quarter time. As we've been talking about all afternoon, Sean Westaway makes the 236 games today, making him the club record holder for the Parrots. That's of all time, taking over from Peter Helms, who was a great player, Paul Carter, back in the 1990s, wasn't he?
Late 80s, early 90s,
yep.
Yeah.
Of course, I think I played against Helmsy. Still had the nice dark black locks that he had back in the day. Still got them now as well. He had a speech before the game, handed the jumper, of course, to Sean Westaway. This is pretty much all but done here, isn't it, Poppy?
I would have thought so. Yeah, I would have thought so. In a lot of ways, maybe it's gone the way, or certainly the way you three gentlemen picked at the moment, because what do we have? We had Boxer by 36 and Paul by 40 and yourself, Scud, by 25. So all of you are still in the picture. Let's see what Leongatha and Sale can do in the final 30 minutes as Jack Leslie gets the first touch and Sale go forward through the half-forward line. A quick kick by Kai McDonald, but Marriott now receives a handball from a teammate and then finds over the other side of the ground. That's Lindsay, Hayden Lindsay, and the Parrots get themselves out of trouble when under pressure, as they've done for most of this afternoon. And a really good mark taken in a one-on-one contest outer side of the ground by Leongatha, and that was Will Littlejohn.
Inboard Elga. On the wing area is Cooper. Just looks up. There's nothing to go to at the moment. Now decides to kick it towards Jackson Harry. He's led and presented so well this afternoon. Takes a strong mark. He goes inside forward 50. It's one-on-one. Socket off the ground, or tried to, was Jonty McGuinness. Ball in dispute. Stewart was back there for Leongatha. Can he keep it in? He does somehow. Gets a handball to Garnham. He loses the footy. McGuinness does well. He wants the boundary line and will find it. And with no intent at all, steps over. Umpire says no worries at all. Boundary throw in.
Yeah, the kick was a little bit off then too, because Garnham had Jonty just out of position as well, and the kick just didn't go where he wanted it. Unlucky.
So Leongatha inside their forward 50, inside the first minute of this final quarter. Stewart in the front spot. Head over the football there was Borshman, trying to crash his way through. Tackled by Hudson Holmes. And we're going to ball up right in a dangerous spot. Goals from stoppages are important. Leongatha will work on this set play. They tap it out to the back. Lang was there though, gives a handball back to Igmalesi Smith. Around the body kick. Gets it to the top of the defensive 50. Potts is there, has to fight hard. He had to tap the footy, then got held on the jumper. Free kick as he goes towards the middle of the ground.
He does too. One-on-one contest it is there, and at the back of the pack was Will Leslie. Couldn't get hands to it. Fights hard to keep the ball in the area with his teammate Thomas Campbell. Does so momentarily, but the flock of Parrots work it out, this time through Turton, and they're running off the half-back line through Lindsay. Kick towards the outer side of the ground. Can they find a teammate? They can, or can they? Ball kept in play, nicely done, under pressure. Handball over the top to Lindsay, who kept on running, and now inside forward 50. The lead was on. Couldn't take it, Jensen Garnham. He'll get another chance. He won't for just a moment, but there is an opportunity that's starting to build in the background as Leongatha really attacked the ball hard and now work it out through Ganane, but the umpire from 35, maybe 40 metres away calls a free kick and it goes the way of Sale.
It does on the outer side. And the free kick is Hutchins. Comes back towards the near side. Igmalesi Smith takes the mark. Looks up. No real movement. He'll want to switch, does he, or not? Holmes sort of lurks backwards. Tries to go inboard. And a beautiful kick finds the target of McGuinness, who can now come to the near side. Out the target over the Mason. Anir was over the top of his head. Chris Byron left it behind. Now they come and fight for it at ground level. This time it was Tom Glenn. They lose the footy in the end. Vanderplyke gave it to Turton. Turton unloads from 45 but misses. And it's out of bounds on the full, actually. Missed everything. And Igmalesi Smith will take it.
40-plus point lead, but there's still no killer punch. They just haven't really...
I think they're just going through the motions, aren't they?
Leongatha, yep.
Yeah.
So Igmalesi Smith found the target there of Whitford. He drives it to half forward. Freeman can't take the mark and then puts pressure on Nash. The umpire very quick on the whistle, says my ball, and we'll ball it up. 3 minutes into the final quarter.
So this could really hurt Sale too from a percentage point of view. They were 115% where, sorry, 115 and Traralgon 116. Traralgon got a handy lead too this afternoon as well, so they'll drop a few points there.
Ball still bobbling around out here. Lots of pressure and tackle acts from the Magpies to lock it in.
Where Leongatha's percentage is 166, so there's a fair bit of space, a bit of daylight between both sides.
Forrester with a quick kick from that stoppage. Clears Garnham, gets to the back. Sale's got some numbers. Hutchins with a quick kick and dump. Does it work? Over the shoulder free kick to Lang. Will go on the wing, who's battled hard all afternoon. His stats, Paul Carter?
This is Shannon Lang's 28th disposal.
He's been very good. Lang's kick towards the half forward. Hayden Lindsay elevates. He's a good young kid, is Hayden. I like the way that he plays. Kicks inboard to Forrester.
Is he in your interleague side?
No, he's a bit old for that, but he would have been. He's a good kid.
How old is he?
I reckon he'd be about 21, I reckon.
Okay, a bit older than
21. He's got a younger brother in the power system, Xavier. Very talented family they are. And Mark and Kate, good people as well.
Okay. Ball now. Not with neither of those, but Vanderplyke goes towards the half-forward flank. Nicely done. Eyes on the ball. And the Parrots now just looking for a favourable bounce. That is Jack Hume on the left leg. Kicks around the body. Nice diving mark. Goalkeeper-like by Jensen Garnham. He'll take his very best kick. He'll kick from just outside 50.
Cade Maskell's little boy just ran onto the ground.
Yeah, just chasing a water bottle.
Looking for an intercept mark.
He was, yeah. Inboard, nicely done. All too easy, really, by Garnham. Finds a teammate in Sam Forrester.
Sam Forrester led about 3 times for that. And, twice, Jesse just ignored him a little bit, and then they thought he was going to have a shot. And then he dummied in again and he gave him the kick. So
he'll need to kick this all of 50 metres. He'll be just inside 50 when he kicks it, but he needs to clear the line. He's a nice leg, isn't he?
No problems, I reckon.
Okay. So Stutters up on that left leg. Distance isn't a problem at all. Probably gathered all of 60-plus metres, but offline.
First score of the quarter has come right on the 6-minute mark, and the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard says a 44-point lead to Leongatha, 9-12, 66 to 3-4-22.
So, Scott, we've got a close game down there at Maul at the minute too, and the goal to Warrigal has made it very, very interesting. They've been playing just over 15 minutes, and it's 54 Maul to Warrigal 51, so game on.
Certainly is. As Egg Melissy Smith goes short. Found a target there in Whitford. He drives it right through the middle of the ground. Campbell the target. Play onto the umpire. Lang busting through a couple. Left it behind. Elga was there. And then a free kick is given away from Leslie on Cooper Elga. And Elga has it right in the middle of Parrot Park. Goes out wide. He's got a runner out there, and it's Nash. He fumbled but was up to it. Handball over the top to Darcy Hume. Back inboard handball to Nash. The runner, here he is, my man, Lindsay. Right foot kick inside. Beautiful kick too. And it lands on the head of Borshman. Open forward line for the Parrots. Borshman moves it quickly at the tozo of Hume. His second effort's very good. Kick around the body. Does it land in the lap of the Parrots? Not quite. It was tapped towards the boundary line. And over for a boundary throw-in. 7 minutes in. We're going to have boundary throw in the interesting game at the moment as Warrigal have just kicked one off the ground. And the goal umpires, we're going to call this as it is. It's the tight one in the Gippsland League at the moment. We'll give you the scores up to date as it happens. Currently, the Tigers lead by 3 points, but Warrigal's just socketed it off the ground. And the umpire said it was touch, so it's a minor score there. Back here, the margin still sits at 44 points. Leongatha have the footy on the wing through Nash.
They do, 7 3/4 minutes into this final quarter. Certainly the gusto game out of the game, but percentages, Nick Lucchino pointed out earlier, always comes into play in an even competition. We've certainly got one of those this year as Des, with that left leg, goes to search for a teammate out of sight of the ground, but cut off nicely it was by Hayden Lindsay, a thumping punch to the boundary line.
So when you review this game, Scud, it's 21 scoring shots at the moment to 7. The efficiency inside the forward 50 hasn't been great today, has it really?
To be honest, this is Leongatha in 2024.
Yeah.
I think
control.
Well, yes, but not damaging, not as great as what we know this Leongatha side can be. They've been brutal and ruthless in years gone by. This year, they just haven't sort of put sides away. They've kept them to low scores, but as we said, it's a 44-point margin. This sort of feels like a 70, 80-point win, or a difference between the two sides, but it sits at 44. I think you could say the same, the game that they played against Warrigal. In the balance, there's a couple of other games they've had as well. It's just something feels different with this Leongatha side at the moment. But we are in the middle of May. You don't win premierships in May. That's what's so good about Leongatha.
Yeah, you're right. They just look. I think they are on the ladder where they need to be, and all they need to do now is win.
Yep.
And you'll find that, like anyone who's very good at their craft, when the pressure's on, they find another level almost instinctively, and they're capable of doing that. They've done it for a decade or so, haven't they?
Yep. Sale's got a free kick back here. They haven't missed a great deal. The ball's on the half-forward flank for the Magpies in the way of Hudson Holmes, who has been instrumental for this Sale side this afternoon. Boxer hadn't heard of his name.
No, I had. I just hadn't heard it in the third quarter.
Which he had 14 touches in.
No, that was Shannon Lang.
He had 18. Holmes went out to that man, Shannon Lang. Lang drives his right foot into it. Top of the square it goes. Can they get a goal late? Freeman was there, couldn't complete the mark. Good pressure by Nash. Hit over the footy for Leongatha. And on the bottom of the pack is guess who? Hayden Lindsay. Really had a good second half. 10 minutes in the final quarter. Lindsay, Lewis, it is Leslie and Willis. I joined a couple of names there together with a quick kick out. Trying to work hard was Finn McDonald, top of his 50. They want to get it back in. Head over the footy was Butcher. Somehow gets a handball out to McDonald. Kick was smothered though. And the ball will go over the boundary line in front of Kai McDonald. And we'll have a boundary throw in about 70 metres out now from Sale's goal. Margin sits at 44.
Whereas at Morwell, they're in front by 2 points against Warrigal at the moment, and wouldn't that good work of last week or last match against Leongatha come unstuck if they were to be beaten on their home ground against Warrigal boys as Sale go forward here at Parrot Park. A beautiful kick. Don't tell me!
No, I'm not telling you.
It's around the body but offline by Shannon Lang.
No.
Or was it Couldn't have been.
It
What's he
was.
doing up there?
It was him.
Does he? Oh, look, I think he's a good option up there when they haven't got many obvious options up forward as Leongatha bring the ball back into play. Freeman's asking for the man to be taken behind the mark. Looking like an air traffic controller in asking the umpire as Ganane gets a kick from Van der Plyk. Half-back flank. They're not in any rush to do a lot. Ganane leading. I tell you what, they lead to the ball carrier very nicely, don't they? Put pressure on. And because they're so quick off the mark, they're always under pressure, their opponents, and so they'll find themselves under pressure again. But they do have the ball importantly as Tainch goes forward. And now it's Lang. He kicks from 50. Can he get a rare goal? And in a rare day for goals, Shannon Lang at least puts his hand up and says, I want the Zambrero. Can I please have it? It's their first goal in how long?
29-minute mark of the first quarter.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that is a very long time, though. But he's had an unbelievable afternoon.
He's been good.
30-plus touches. He has really led the way all afternoon. And just a much-needed goal. Yep, it's been 60 minutes since their last one. And, it might have just put a little bit of oomph back in the game.
Margin at 37 points, 12 minutes into the final quarter. Harvey Norman Computer scoreboard, Leongatha 9-12-66, leading Sale 4-5-29.
I'll tell you what, apart from the Terrelgan game, the other games are starting to have a little bit of momentum here. Maffra's making a bit of a mini comeback, only 14 points down against Moe. And where was the other one? Bairnsdale only holding on to a 16-point lead now against Wonthaggi.
Oh, we'll keep calling this game, but Boxer, feel free at any stage to jump in with any score updates that you need to. As we know, the Tigers game and Warragul. Tigers lead by 2 points at home there. That's at the 22-minute mark of the last quarter. Back here, we've got a stoppage inside the centre square again. Leslie taps it down to Hudson Holmes. As Boxer hasn't heard of him, kicks it high inside forward 50. It goes for the Magpies. At ground level, they fight for it, the Parrots. They dive on the footy. The umpire waits. Now it popples out. That was Rob Popplestone that are popping out there, and Shannon Lang trying to get a handball to a teammate. Under pressure. They have to work again, does Lang. Little kick off the ground by Campbell. Sale have got a bit of urgency in their step now as Holmes just runs away from the stoppage, finds a target out wide, and he finds his teammate, and that is Shannon Lang. It's easy to pick Sale's top three players, isn't it?
Outside of that,
yeah. Lang, Holmes, Leslie.
I only know one Holmes, Darryl.
Who's that?
Larry.
All right.
He was a good boxer. Remember him then, Paul Carter?
Certainly did, around Muhammad Ali's time.
Correct.
Sherlock.
There was another one.
Johnny. Hudson. As Lang drives it in. Can he get another one for the Magpies? Right to the goal line. Front spot there was trying to work hard is Cooper Elga for the Parrots, but also Hudson Holmes is going to come back to Lang again. He's going to rack up another touch. He goes by hand on this occasion. Back to his teammate, looking for Hutchins. Can't quite complete the mark. Goes again. Garnham was there for company. McGuinness gives a handball back to a teammate in McDonald. And then they go forward. Top of the 50 it is, twisting and turning. Flings a footy out. And
there's no one up forward. There's no one up forward.
Well, they're going to wait and prop handball Harry over the top to Hume. He's just got to handball it as well because no one's forward. Jackson's Harry there. They've got runners, and somehow Brill might get into this. Closing good was Whitford. Brill has to beat 3 Sale defenders, and he might just do that. You know,
he's going to get this.
They've dragged it in.
He's going to get it.
Oh, Brill had to beat 3. I guess he calls it a stoppage. Top of the 50 for the Parrots. 14 minutes gone, 37-point margin.
All right, the Parrots left the radio, flying home as you'd expect them to. Nice leg, Sam Forrester, nicely weighted. Nice lead by his forward in Garnham. Jensen Garnham. He's kicked 2 for the day.
Yep.
He's going to kick this one around the body.
Yeah, same spot.
Does it again, ever so easily, and get it through nicely. No one on the line, I don't think. And Sala having a word to each other as to why someone wasn't on the line because the ball came in low. Importantly, a goal for the home side.
I reckon probably you've got a very good memory.
Yep.
And we did say that Matt was going to take a big scalp.
Oh,
what?
We? Don't tell me.
They're only 8 points behind now. 8 points behind. So it is big. So it's 80-88 in that game.
Now a 43-point margin here. Leongatha 10-12-72. Leading Sale 4-5-29, 15-minute mark of the final quarter on the Harvey Norman Computer scoreboard.
Oh, we'll keep you up to date as they happen. Don't forget the other score there that's tied is the Tigers and Warrior. It's still a 2-point margin there. As we'll look to every little goal and every little moment that we'll work on it as Warrigal go
The
forward.
siren's gone by the sound of it, has it?
Where's that one?
Nope.
Here we go.
Got a chance. They're going to flick it out the back. They're going to have a shot on goal. Snap around the body. They've got it. The goals are in front against the Tigers on their home deck.
1 second.
Warrigal are
1
celebrating.
second.
They've celebrated. I think they're going to get it. They've gone back. The camera work has gone in. Meanwhile, we'll stay with this one. We're waiting for
It's a goal.
Warrigal are in front at the 25.5-minute mark. Make it 26-minute mark of the final quarter there. Boxer, game on.
It is definitely a game on there.
So back here, Sala got the football back in their forward 50. As Brill, though, was there to mop it up for the Parrots. Handballs over the shoulder a few times. And a releasing kick for the Parrots will relieve a little bit of pressure because Littlejohn can take the mark.
The siren's gone down there at Mafra to Scud, so a little bit too late there for the Eagles. It was 12-8-80 to 14-4-88.
Well, transition footy back here, and trying to run under this one is Borshman. And rushing it over the boundary line on that occasion is Tom Glenn.
There's Morwell going forward too, boys.
3 single-point margins for Mafra in a row now.
Well, they are so competitive, and yet they haven't won a game of football. Yep. It's a tough sport sometimes, isn't it? Meanwhile, Poppy, you keep an eye on that Tiger game. I'll keep an eye on what's happening here. Jump in at any stage.
Siren's gone, has it? Or a fight started?
All right.
One of the two. No, fight started. The umpire assumes control. Morwell down by 4 points, but into attack inside their forward 50.
Sala going to get a goal here through Leslie. Kick it off the ground, he does. And he puts it through. Leslie gets one for the Magpies. 17 minutes gone. Paul Carter.
It is 10-12-72, Leongatha. Sale now 5-5-35 in the Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard, coming up to the 18-minute mark of the final quarter.
So back at Morwell. Tigers appealing for deliberate out of bounds. They're not going to get it. Will Leslie getting the goal here for the Magpies. So we're jumping around a little bit, but we want to get you up to date with what's happening as it happens across Gippsland and the Valley this afternoon. This game is all done. It's 37-point margin. As the Tigers, there's a stoppage inside forward 50. McAuliffe had his head over the football. A tackle was laid. Looks to be from Lucy. He's been a star for the Warrigal pickup. Keep an eye on that. Pop, I'll call this one.
No, you have
Stuart.
Morwell's your team. I'll call this one. As Sale go forward now, they do it nicely over the top. Des, can he dodge around? He can. Can he find a teammate up forward? If he chooses to, he does. Oh no, dropping it was Lang. He just slipped on the crucial moment, but he's good enough to handball off. A handball forward. They might get another one. As Sale do, they do it nicely through Bodie Walker. So Bodie Walker gets Sale's third of this quarter.
Well, does it flutter the scoreboard or just these junk time goals?
Tigers are taking a mark. Sorry, Boxer. Brandon McDonald's taking the mark directly in front, 15 metres out. 28.5 minutes. They trail by 4 points. Shot on goal to come.
So while you're talking that through then too, Bairnsdale are leading now by 18 points over Wonthaggi.
All right. Back here.
31-point leads to Leongatha at the 19-minute mark of the final quarter.
All right, so 28.75 mark at the Morwell Rec Reserve. McDonald comes in and puts it through the middle. The Tigers are back in front, but there's still a bit of game to play. Seesawing out there. Poppy, back here.
Okay, Leslie grabs the ball, goes towards the direction of Des. He does it ever so cleverly. Can he get rid of the ball? He can. Came off the knee, but gathered 3 or 4 metres before Leongatha's half-back line cleared the area. Some courage from both players and from either sides, and they did a really good job there as, again, the pressure's on around about the right half-forward flank, and the ball will be held in. Didn't pick up any of those players there, as you probably gathered.
This 31-point margin that we've got here is... I'm not sure what to read into this. No. We'll talk about it in our post-game. But the Parrots lead it by 31. Sala got the last 2 goals. They get 3 of the last... Sorry, they've kicked 3 goals in the quarter, 3-1.
Clearances this quarter, 11-3 Sales way.
Yeah, they've certainly stopped. As Leslie tapped it down. Lang tries to run onto it again. Head over was Tainch. Turton's there for the Parrots. Egmalessi Smith crashed his way through. Got ball to boot somehow. Tainch just keeps it in front of him. Top of his 50. Tries to find the leading target. Does he keep it in the field of play? No, he doesn't. It's out of bounds on the full.
And Sale have won this quarter by 12 points.
And Warrigal into attack as we speak. They're trailing by 2 points. Bounce down 40 metres from their goals.
30 minutes, that's gone too. Pop.
Clearance absolutely crucial here. Ball thrown up, and Warrigal get the clearance, or do they? Tackled high. Umpire says play on. There'll be a ball up back to Parrot Park.
So back there was Borsman, chips it over the top, finds Talon Brill. 21 minutes we've gone here. We're a little bit behind the other games, as you heard. Some have already finished. As the kick there comes back inboard, nicely done from to Jack Hume. And he's on his wing area. Harry's on in the middle of the ground. He'll go to him by foot now and find him. He'll turn and have a look up. He's got Marriott all on his own. I don't know how he gets free. Centre half forward Marriott. He rolls back. He's a right footer. Someone presents. No, they don't. Chipping it off there was Finn McDonald, who's had a good game for the Magpies as well. Clearing kick out wide. Can find his own teammate out there. This time it's Mason Anea. He's got a teammate in... Is it Leslie out of the outer side? Little chip kick over the top. Might have been Potts in the end. In front of the run of Lang. Tackled there by Harry. Swooping on this one. Inboard there was Lindsay. An inboard kick from Alga to Borshman. Leongatha hold control of it. They go out wide. And they can find the target on the outer side. It's Travis Nash. 22 minutes are gone. Poppy, Morwell, how's that going? The
siren gone as we speak. Morwell win by 2 points.
Get out of jail free card there for the Tigers.
Another step for me though too, Scud, sorry to just sort of cut you off there too, with the quarter-to-quarter ladders too, Sale actually have a little certainly lead over Leongatha in the last quarter as well. So they're playing to that stat.
Not only that, but second on the ladder in terms of the quarter. Yep.
So they're playing to that standard right now.
Just got to narrow their poor footy, which is a little bit poor at the moment. That's when they extend the margin to the oppositions. But this 31-point margin with undermanned Sale side this afternoon.
Bairnsdale by 19 points, still no siren there.
All right, so a free kick will go Leongatha's way. Brill puts it in towards Westaway. He's gone forward. They're trying to get Westaway a goal. And he's, don't know if he's ever kicked one. Paul Carter, that might be one. Can you follow those up at all? You don't have those stats on the top of your hand?
Get your book out.
We'll soon know. But Westaway has been moved to full forward. And that's as exciting as it gets here at the moment.
Yeah, two things could happen. He could be man of the match and the Zambrero goal of the day.
Yep. We'll give him everything. As Holmes gets on the end of this one. Handballs around the body to Taint. She's got a runner. Does it give it to him? He missed the handball to Potts. Although he has to go and fight for it. Keeps it in the field of play. Jack Hume was there. And Westaway has stood in many goal squares over his time.
The wrong end.
But not at this end. I wouldn't have thought. I wouldn't mind getting to see if has he kicked a goal at all. He's normally my man here. Blake Van Roy, if he's listening, let us know if he's ever kicked a goal in his career. From the stoppage though, 60 metres out. No one can really win it. Handball's out the back now, the run. Harry,
here we go.
Gives it to Hume. Hume goes towards Westaway. Not quite. Couldn't got a fingertip to it. McDonald's there for the Magpies. Handball's backwards to McGuinness. Under pressure. Keeps it in. No, steps over. And we're going to boundary throw in.
Scud Traralgon by 57 points right now over Druin.
All right, thank you very much. So boundary throw in here. I'm looking at my mate down at ground level. He can't quite lip read at the moment. But it gets out to the back. Lammers was there. Brill shuffled it forward. Holmes gives it back to Egg Malessi Smith. Dumps a kick outside defensive 50. Harry leads the charge. It sits up. Potts will close. Doesn't quite put the tackle on. Good work by Potts. Free kick will be paid Potts' way. Half-back flank for the Magpies.
Yeah, I saw you saying, has Westaway kicked a goal? And he's saying, what do you mean, which way to the North Pole? So he's a bit confused at the moment as Leongatha attempt to go forward again.
We may think that he has kicked one or two goals in his career, so that's a bit of a letdown. But anyway.
just for the theatre of this,
he hasn't kicked one.
What he could have taken. Ganane picked it up. He's going to centre this one. One-on-one contest. Westaway!
Oh!
Jeez, he jumped up. He's got it.
Westaway!
He dropped it.
Stand up!
Still kick it.
Oh, let it go. Westaway.
I've never seen a forward look so awkward in all my time. Bless him.
Did manage it behind, however.
He did.
10,
what
13,
a behind.
73.
That's the first behind he's ever kicked.
Is there a Zambrero for the behind of the day?
The 6-5-41, 32-point lead.
Meanwhile, Sale get it a half forward over the top of Lindsay's hands. Ball in dispute. Working hard at ground level. There was Cantwell. Couldn't get a free run at it, and we'll have a stoppage. And as everyone rolls up, Westaway stays in his forward 50, like a true full forward does.
It's a bit too far.
Leslie taps it down. Marriott from the stoppage will kick it straight down the throat. No, he doesn't quite get there on the end.
Here we go. Give it a chance here, Westaway.
So the handball goes. Oh, the free kick's given over the shoulder. It's
Why,
going
umpire? Come on.
So it's coming back to Tom Glenn of the Magpies. They trail by 32 points. As Glenn goes out wide, and you can find Butcher. And Butcher turns and looks. Will put it into the shallow pocket. The big pack will form. Good tap over the back there by Lang. Got it in the hands of Jack Leslie. His quick kick went towards the boundary line. We've got a boundary throw in 26 and a half minutes gone. As we said, these other games have all finished. We'll get you up to date with all those scores very shortly. There's some interesting ones that have occurred. And back here, it is a 32-point margin. Here's Rob Popplestone.
Thank you, Scud. Ball into attack. Sale. Just 10 metres from goal. Leslie takes the ball out of the pack. Quick kick. Goal. Nice. Definitely a contender for the Zambrero goal of the day. One-man effort for the big man, Jack Leslie.
And there goes that theory from before, Scud, about the score. And I'm looking forward to dissecting what we think about now, because obviously Leongatha had a very comfortable lead halfway through that third quarter, and they've really willed it away now too. So, yeah, interesting.
It is down to 26 points from 43 points at three-quarter time. The Harvey Norman computer scoreboard has Leongatha 10-13-73. Sale now 7-5-47.
Well, as we said, the 26-point margin, that's it's not...
I think it's complimentary of where this game is sat, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, Leongatha have thrown a few players around, of course. They've opened up the forward line. Westaway's gone in there. Can they get something for him? But meanwhile, Sale will keep going. There's a free kick over the shoulder to Shannon Lang.
Daryl Cooling has them winning by 25 points.
Yes.
So Sale just need to kick another point as they go into attack now through Tainch.
Here we go.
And a nice mark from on the arc of 50. Jack Leslie, who's kicked, I think he's kicked 2 this quarter. I had him down as 2. One off the ground.
Will Leslie.
Was that Will Leslie? I'm sorry. So Will Leslie, 1 off the ground. Jack Leslie, 1 out of the pack. And now Jack on the siren. If he kicks a point, Scud wins the prize. Spot on. So Jack Leslie from 50.
Missed.
Directly in front.
Fair kick.
It's a nice leg.
He's missed it.
1 sec.
It is a minor score, Rob Pop.
And through for a point. The margin, 25 points. Congratulations, Daryl Cooling.
There it is. Leongatha win the game. Not convincing in the end, but a 26-point margin all the same. It is 10-13, 73 to 76, 48. As we wrap this up after the break here from Parrot Park, we're going to have a chat to our player of the day and also our Zambrero goal of the day as well. It is Gippsland Live on TRFM, and it's all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.